Chapter 734. Even if she did not need to rest, Mo Yen still needed to rest. As a woman, she was not hungry after not eating for so long. However, as a man, Mo Yen used up his energy very quickly. He should be hungry right now. Resting for a bit would not take up too much time. Zhao Yun'er nodded. All right then. Let's rest. All right, Zhao Yun'er nodded. The two of them stopped by the side of the road and took out their canteens of water. They drank some water and ate some food. Madam, are you tired? Mo Yen asked. I'm fine, Zhao Yun'er said. She no longer felt like her body was hers, so she could not care about how tired she was. All she wanted to do was reach the Red Jade Mountain Villa earlier, save Daoist earlier, and obtain the antidote for Mu Lianfeng earlier. She did not want to think about anything else. As long as she could endure it, it did not matter if she was a little tired. Sigh. Mo Yen looked at Zhao Yun'er and felt rather touched. It was just far too difficult for his madam to do so much for his master. If Zhao Yun'er could obtain the antidote this time, it would be equivalent to his master's life. That way, the old madam should be able to agree to his master and the madam being together, right? He had to properly report everything that Zhao Yun'er had done to the old madam so that she could beautify Zhao Yun. After resting for a while, Mo Yen felt like she had not even warmed up from her seat when Zhao Yun'er urged her to move. Let's go. Let's continue on our way. Mo Yen could only agree. Even a weak woman like Zhao Yun'er was working so hard, so he could not drag her down as a man. All right, madam. Let's go. All right. The two of them mounted their horses in a handsome manner. They raised their whips and continued off in the direction of the Red Jade Mountain Villa. It was already night time when they arrived at the villa. Zhao Yun'er and Mu Lianfeng had overlooked an important issue, which was that even if they came to the villa, it would be very difficult for them to enter. This was because the villa was heavily guarded. They would not let people in easily. Madam, what should we do now? Although we're here now, it's useless if we don't go in. We won't be able to learn anything from inside. We can't just stand outside the villa and wait for the people inside to come, right? Mo Yen muttered to Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun glanced at Mo Yen indifferently and said, I'm here. What's the rush? Madam, have you thought of an idea? Mo Yen's eyes lit up. Zhao Yun'er nodded. Yeah, I can't count on you, so I have to do it. This person was already at the entrance of Red Jade Villa. If he didn't go in, then wouldn't everything he did today be in vain? Madam, it's good that you've thought of it. Madam, you're still the best. Mo Yen hurriedly flattered. Zhao Yun'er replied, well, let's not talk about this anymore. Let's go and try. It's more important to sneak into the villa first. Zhao Yun'er pulled Mo Yen to the entrance of the Red Jade Villa. She suddenly grabbed Mo Yen's arm intimately, causing Mo Yen to shudder uncontrollably. Mo Yen looked at Zhao Yun'er in some surprise. She did not understand what Zhao Yun'er was trying to do, so she asked nervously, Madam, what are we doing? Holding my arm like this isn't very appropriate. This was the first time he had been so close to a woman. If it was someone else, he would have said something, but this was Zhao Yun'er. Chapter 735. Zhao Yun'er whispered into Mo Yen's ear, just cooperate with me later. Do as I say, got it? Mo Yen nodded in a hurry. She was afraid that Zhao Yun'er would be implicated if she let her guard down. Understood, madam. All right. Zhao Yun'er pulled Mo Yen to the Red Jade Manor. She saw the guard at the entrance and said to him, Brother, my husband and I are passing by in a hurry. Seeing that it's late and there's no place for us to rest, we don't see any restaurants or inns in the surroundings either. Can we stay in the manor for the night? My husband isn't feeling too well right now. He's cold and hungry. When Mo Yen heard Zhao Yun'er refer to him as husband, she felt like her heart was about to jump out. If master were to find out about this, wouldn't he skin him alive? With her understanding of Mu Lianfeng, if Mu Lianfeng knew about this, he would probably have 100 ways to torture her to death with jealousy. Thinking up to there, Mo Yen felt a wave of fear. She could not help but clench her butthole a little. He could only hope that the madam would not mention this to his master in the future, or he might not even be able to keep his life. The guard glanced at Zhao Yun. He saw that Zhao Yun was dressed like a farmer's wife. There was nothing abnormal about her. The Red Jade Manor had its rules. If passers-by encountered any problems, they would help them as much as possible. They had also considered the problem of passers-by staying the night, so they had even specially built a few rooms for passers-by. As a result, she said to Zhao Yun and Mo Yen, "Come in with me, the two of you." Zhao Yun and Mo Yen both replied in a hurry. Mo Yen felt a sliver of admiration for Zhao Yun. "Madam, you really are amazing. I never thought that your method would actually work." Zhao Yun curled her lips. "I was only trying. It means that the heavens are on our side." "Yeah, madam, you are right." The guard led the two of them to a courtyard with many rooms. However, the guards felt that Zhao Yuner and Mo Yen were husband and wife, so they only arranged for one room. "Young lady, young master, since you've moved in, you can only move around on this piece of land. Don't go anywhere else, understand? Got it? Thank you, little brother. Don't worry, we definitely won't run around." The guard said, "That's good. Since you've been on the road for a whole day, go and rest." "Thank you for your concern." "Yes." After the guard finished giving his instructions, he left. Mo Yen pushed open the door and entered the room. She asked, "Madam, now that we've snuck in, should we look around?" Zhao Yuner shook her head. "It's so late at night. How can we find him? Where are we going to find them?" After all, it was inconvenient in the dark. Coupled with the fact that the Red Jade Mountain village was different from other places, there were people on duty at night. If they barged in recklessly, they would not know what to do if they were caught. Most importantly, the mountain village was just too large. If they could not see the road in the middle of the night, they might end up losing their way as they searched. "But madam, if we don't do anything tonight, we'll have to leave tomorrow. How will we have the time to look around?" Mo Yen voiced her worries. The two of them were only lodging, and it was only for a night. They could not just shamelessly stick around during the day, right? Chapter 736. Zhao Yun said extremely calmly. "Madam, how is it simple?" Mo Yen asked. She became even more curious. "When tomorrow comes, just say that you're not feeling well and refuse to leave. You won't kick us out, right?" Mo Yen nodded. "Madam, that's all we can do." "Madam, you're still the best. You have so many ideas." Zhao Yun glanced at Mo Yen. She sure had a sweet tongue. The two of them were extremely exhausted from the journey, so Zhao Yun told Mo Yen to sleep early. Only when they had a good rest would they have the energy to deal with matters the next day. Mo Yen began to feel troubled when sleep was mentioned. She asked Zhao Yun, "Madam, are we going to sleep in the same room?" Mo Yen asked rather carefully. She seemed very conflicted. Zhao Yun nodded and replied, "Yeah, you've only arranged one room for us. What else can we do? Are you telling me to sleep outside?" Mo Yen waved her hand in a hurry and said to Zhao Yun, "I wouldn't dare, madam. That's not what I meant. It's just what?" Zhao Yun raised an eyebrow indifferently. "It's just that, madam. If my master finds out that we're alone together, he'll definitely skin me alive." Mo Yen lowered her head as she said that. She seemed very worried and troubled. Her ears even reddened. She was rather embarrassed. Zhao Yun chuckled gently and curled her lips. She said to Mo Yen, "We're not doing anything, so what are you afraid of? People who don't know might even think that you're hiding something. Come, I'll give you a blanket on the bed. Put a stool together and sleep on the side." Zhao Yun carried over a blanket from the bed and passed it to Mo Yen. Mo Yen accepted it and did as Zhao Yun said. She was still worried that Mu Lianfeng would find out. Mu Lianfeng probably would not care so much. He would deal with her first. Therefore, he rested for a night with some trepidation. Zhao Yuna was in a hurry, and her body was exhausted. She fell into a deep sleep after lying on the bed. The next morning, the two of them ate breakfast in the Red Jade Villa before Mo Yen began to feign illness. Zhao Yun pitifully begged the steward of Red Jade Villa, "Uncle, I beg you. My husband is not feeling well. If we hurry, we don't know what will happen. Can you stay here and wait for my husband to get better before we leave?" The steward looked at Zhao Yun'er's pitiful pleading eyes and nodded. Wait a moment, I'll go ask my wife. The guests who stayed in Red Jade Villa would not stay for too long. If they really stayed, they would have to report to their master. Thank you. Thank you for your hard work. It's all right. Miss, take care of your husband and rest well. After the steward left, Zhao Yun'er asked Mo Yen in doubt. The people of Red Jade Villa don't seem like bad people, so why? Mo Yen shook her head. I don't know either. My wife, no one knows about this. Maybe they have their reasons. Zhao Yun'er sighed. Perhaps. It's fine as long as they don't bully my Daodu. Yeah. The young master will definitely be fine. Mo Yen comforted her. Chapter 737. Zhao Yun'er thanked him in a hurry. Thank you, uncle. Thank you, madam. The person in charge waved his hand. It's fine. My madam is kind. You're just lucky to have encountered her. Listening to the steward's words, Zhao Yun'er was curious about what kind of person the madam of Red Jade Villa was. If she was a good person, she probably wouldn't be too cruel to a child like Daodu, right? Even though that was the case, Zhao Yun'er still felt rather worried. Without a single person by Daodu's side, would Daodu cry out of fear? Zhao Yun'er stopped thinking about this. The more she thought about it, the more irritated she felt. She needed to find Daodu as soon as possible and have Daodu by her side. Only then would she be at ease. After the person in charge left, Zhao Yun'er and Mo Yen strolled around the Red Jade Manor. Fortunately, the people of the manor did not restrict their freedom. The manor was very large. The two of them searched for quite some time, but they failed to find a single clue about Daodu's whereabouts. Somewhere in the manor, Xin Yueqing clutched her chest as she breathed heavily. Her complexion was very ugly. Li Batian arrived before Xin Yueqing and asked, Madam, how are you? Are you all right? Do you feel very uncomfortable? I've sent someone to get you some medicine. You should feel better after drinking it. Xin Yueqing immediately frowned when she heard about drinking medicine. She said to Li Batian, Husband, I don't want to drink medicine. How can you not drink medicine? You'll feel very uncomfortable. Aren't you just trying to make me worry? Li Batian became stern. He looked at Xin Yueqing and felt both helpless and pained. It's so bitter. I don't want to drink it. Xin Yueqing still shook her head. You'll be good. Good medicine is bitter, so no matter how bitter it is, you still have to drink it. You'll feel much better after drinking it. Li Batian coaxed Xin Yueqing like he was coaxing a child. Xin Yueqing breathed heavily again and shook her head again. I don't want to drink it. I don't want to drink it. No matter how uncomfortable it is, I still don't want to drink it. Sigh. Li Batian sighed heavily. Even coaxing a child to drink medicine wouldn't be like this. Actually, you can eat sweets after drinking it, and it won't be so bitter. But if he didn't take the medicine, it would really be very serious. My heart aches when I see you in pain. Li Batian frowned. If I drink it, I'll vomit and feel uncomfortable. Xin Yueqing frowned and had difficulty breathing. Li Batian hurriedly said, All right, madam, don't talk anymore. Hurry and rest. If he continued to speak, Xin Yueqing would probably feel even worse. He looked at his wife. She had been suffering from this illness for many years. It was not that he had never prescribed her medicine, but every time he prescribed her medicine, she either refused to drink it or threw it away. She never drank it obediently. If it was someone else, it would be fine, but it was his wife. He probably couldn't hit or scold her, and he didn't even dare to say a harsh word to her. Li Batian was really worried about Xin Yueqing's health. If only there was a way to not only treat Xin Yueqing's illness, but also prevent her from taking medicine. Xin Yueqing clutched her chest and her breathing quickened. Li Batian hurriedly said, Madam, are you all right? Madam. Uncomfortable? Madam. Li Batian's eyes were red and he said to the servant girl beside him, Quickly go and get divine Dr. Meng. The servant girl replied, Yes, manor head. Chapter 738. Roar. Xin Yueqing twitched. She constantly patted her chest as if she could not catch her breath. Li Batian could only worry, but there was nothing he could do. If it was possible, he would rather bear this pain in Xin Yueqing's place. Madam, please take your medicine properly this time, all right? Your condition seems to be getting worse and worse. Roar. Xin Yueqing did not reply to Li Batian. Li Batian knew that Xin Yueqing did not agree with him. Sigh, what was he supposed to do if this continued? Li Batian could not think of a solution because Meng Fan was in his villa. There were probably not many people in the Jianghu who were more skilled than him. Even he could not treat her without medicine, so what could others do? Zhao Yun and Mo Yen just happened to find Xin Yueqing. Seeing Xin Yueqing like this, Zhao Yun hurriedly went up and asked, "Sister, how are you? Are you all right?" The reason why Zhao Yun called Xin Yueqing sister was because Xin Yueqing had maintained herself extraordinarily well. She seemed extremely young. Dressed in white, her appearance and bearing were great, making her seem like she was in her 20s or 30s. You are? Li Batian had never seen Zhao Yunner before, so he asked when he saw her suddenly appear. I've come to stay the night. I was looking for a latrine, so I passed by and saw this sister. Is she all right? Li Batian glanced at Zhao Yun. Seeing that Zhao Yunner was dressed like a peasant, he was not too suspicious. He said to Zhao Yunner, "It's an old problem." With that, Li Batian helped Xin Yueqing up. Xin Yueqing finally caught her breath. I'm fine. Xin Yueqing said gently to Zhao Yun. Glancing at Zhao Yun, she felt a sliver of goodwill towards her. Zhao Yun glanced at Xin Yueqing. She found Xin Yueqing familiar, as if she had seen her before. So you are the one who stayed overnight last night. How is your husband? Is he feeling better? Xin Yueqing asked with concern. Only then did Zhao Yunner realize that the person sitting in front of her was the manor mistress of Red Jade Villa. And the man beside Xin Yueqing should be the villa master of Red Jade Villa. Greetings, madam. Thank you, madam, for yesterday. If it wasn't for madam, we probably wouldn't even have a place to stay. It's nothing. You're welcome. Xin Yueqing smiled and said softly. Seeing this woman, Zhao Yun, also had a good impression of her in her heart. It would be hard to find such a beautiful and kind woman in this world. Xin Yueqing couldn't help coughing as she spoke. Looking at the woman who was supporting Lu Ruofeng, Zhao Yunner checked her symptoms and asked, Madam, are you suffering from asthma? After Zhao Yun finished speaking, Li Batian suddenly looked at Zhao Yun. He didn't know how a country bumpkin like Zhao Yun could recognize the disease. So he asked, Miss, do you know some medical knowledge? Zhao Yun nodded, not much, just a little. Li Batian's heart was filled with anticipation. He hurriedly asked, Miss, do you know any way to cure my wife's illness? Zhao Yunner said, Villa Master, asthma is not a serious illness. Could it be that Villa Master didn't invite a doctor to treat it? Chapter 739. Li Batian sighed and said to Zhao Yun, to tell you the truth, this illness has indeed been seen by a doctor, but my family's madam doesn't like to drink medicine. Miss, may there be any way to cure my family's madam's illness without taking medicine? Zhao Yun nodded. So that's how it is. Only a child would not drink medicine, right? Ancient Chinese medicine was indeed unpalatable. A big bowl of soup was extremely bitter. She had drunk it for a while before, but she could not swallow it at all. This was the disadvantage of ancient Chinese medicine. It was not as convenient as modern Western medicine. Western medicine pills and capsules can be easily swallowed into the stomach. Zhao Yunner thought for a while and said, if madam thinks it's too bitter and cannot drink it, there are other ways to cure her illness. Zhao Yun thought of medicinal cuisine. Making something delicious to eat could also achieve the same effect. She could give it a try. Li Batian looked at Zhao Yunner agitatedly. Really, miss? Before Zhao Yunner could walk over, Meng Fan walked over and said to Li Batian, Manor Lord, if madam's illness could be cured without taking medicine, I would have treated her long ago. Why would I wait until now? Then he looked at Zhao Yunner with a darkened face and said angrily, You're just a little girl who doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. Everyone knows that you should take medicine when you're sick. An illness that can be cured without taking medicine is considered a minor illness. There's no need to treat it. Zhao Yun was stunned by Meng Fan's scolding. What was going on? There was a way in the first place. She was not 100% sure, but she had to try, right? Seeing Xin Yueqing coughing and gasping for air, Zhao felt a little heartache. Li Batian said to Meng Fan, "Divine Dr. Meng, I don't mean anything else. It's just that my madam is unwilling to take medicine. I don't want her to continue dragging it out. If she continues to drag it out, what if this young lady just happens to know how to cure her illness without taking medicine?" Divine Dr. Meng snorted softly. "So Manor Lord is doubting my ability?" No, Miracle Dr. Meng, I really didn't mean that." Then why did Manor Head ask her? "Do you think that this little girl's medical skills are better than mine?" Li Batian felt a little tired. When Zhao Yun'er heard this, she felt anxious, so she helped Li Batian and said, "This divine doctor, in terms of medicine, I am indeed not as good as you. But now I am not using the method of prescribing medicine. This has nothing to do with medical skills. There are many diseases that can be cured not only by taking medicine, but also by other methods." Li Batian hurriedly nodded his head. "Divine Dr. Meng, what this young lady said makes sense. Why don't we listen to her and let her try?" Divine Dr. Meng snorted arrogantly, "If you don't believe me and believe a little girl, then believe her. I won't care anymore, all right?" With that, Divine Dr. Meng flung his sleeves and left. Looking at Divine Dr. Meng's angry look, Li Batian was stunned for a moment, then he sighed. It seemed that he had offended Divine Dr. Meng today. Divine Dr. Meng was very confident in his medical skills at his age, so he probably didn't want anyone to doubt him. But now that someone had jumped out, and it was a little girl, he couldn't help but feel that his dignity had been insulted. Chapter 740. Zhao Yun'er shook her head. "I'm fine." She was just wondering why this old man was so arrogant. He looked a little weird. His arrogant look was comparable to Miracle Dr. Hua's. She remembered the first time she met Miracle Dr. Hua. Miracle Dr. Hua was also like this. However, Zhao Yun'er knew that although this kind of person was a little arrogant, it wasn't impossible to deal with him. Miracle Dr. Hua was much easier to coax. She wondered if Miracle Dr. Meng's personality was similar to Miracle Dr. Hua's. Zhao Yun'er suddenly thought that Miracle Dr. Meng couldn't be the senior that Miracle Dr. Hua mentioned, right? If that was the case, then Zhao Yun'er would have to ask him for the antidote. Now that she had offended him, would she still be able to get the antidote? "Miss, I wonder if you have a way to cure my madam's illness without taking any medicine?" Li Batian asked anxiously. "Manor Lord, my method is a little special. You don't have to do anything, you just have to eat something delicious. However, you need some time to eat slowly and recuperate." Hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, Li Batian was a little excited. This meant that there was a way to cure his madam's illness. He was afraid that if this dragged on, Xin Yueqing would have a bigger problem. "Then I wonder if you are in a hurry to leave? Can you stay in my residence for a few days? My Red Jade Manor will definitely treat you well. If my madam's illness can be cured, I will definitely treat you well." Li Batian thought that Zhao Yun'er was in a hurry and was busy with her own matters. Although he was anxious to cure Xin Yueqing's illness, he couldn't force her to stay. At this moment, he was anxiously waiting for Zhao Yun'er's reply. Zhao Yun'er agreed readily. "Madam is so kind to let us stay here for the night. Now that she's in trouble, I will naturally help if I can." Hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, Li Batian was delighted. "Thank you, Mississippi. You are really a good person." "It's all right, Manor Lord is too polite." Zhao Yun'er didn't waste any time. Seeing Xin Yueqing's uncomfortable appearance, she went to the villa's kitchen and began to prepare the medicinal cuisine for Xin Yueqing. Zhao Yun'er remembered that she had a cousin who had asthma and didn't like to take medicine, so her aunt made medicinal cuisine for her cousin. At that time, she was greedy and didn't care that it was used to treat her illness. She just wanted to eat it. Thus, her aunt made some for her to eat. At that time, she even laughed at her for being a glutton. She was so greedy that she even ate her cousin's medicine. Unfortunately, she was thick-skinned and did not think much of it at that time. Zhao Yun'er went to the kitchen and prepared to make porridge with dates and almonds. There were a lot of ingredients in the Red Jade Villa's kitchen. Zhao Yuner gave a few instructions and the servants prepared these things for her and sent them to her. This porridge with dates and almonds was not difficult to make. Zhao Yuner took some porridge, dates, crushed sweet almonds, and japonica rice and put them together. After washing them, she put them into the pot and slowly cooked the porridge. After boiling for an hour, a sweet porridge aroma wafted out. The reason why she made porridge with dates and almonds was because the porridge had diuresis and dispelled dampness to strengthen the spleen. The dates nourished the spleen, the almonds moistened the lungs and stopped coughing, and the japonica rice nourished the body. The dampness would dispel the spleen, and the spleen would not produce phlegm. Thus, it could be used to treat asthma. Zhao Yuner was afraid that the porridge was too bland, so she stir-fried 2 light side dishes. When paired together, it was just nice to have the porridge. Chapter 741. Shen Yueqing was still coughing from time to time. Li Batian was beside her, looking at her with worry and heartache. This time, he could only pin his hopes on Zhao Yun. He hoped that it was really as Zhao Yun said, that eating something could cure his wife's asthma. After waiting for a while, they saw Zhao Yun coming over with a plate of dishes. Zhao Yun placed the plate in front of Shen Yueqing and asked her to eat. "Manner, madam, the medicinal cuisine is ready. Would you like to try it?" Shen Yueqing and Li Batian looked at the dishes on the table. There was a big bowl of porridge, a plate of sour and spicy shredded potatoes, and a plate of chive egg rolls. This wasn't much different from what she usually ate, but eating this could actually cure asthma? Li Batian asked curiously, "Miss, is this thing that you made really able to cure illnesses?" "It's similar to what we usually eat." Zhao Yun smiled and said, "There's nothing special about it. It's just ordinary food. The only thing that can work is this porridge with dates and almond. I was afraid that it was too plain, so I casually cooked 2 dishes for madam to eat with the porridge." Li Batian nodded and said, "I see." Shen Yueqing looked at the food on the plate and a fragrant smell wafted into her nose. She felt very hungry. "Madam, quickly try it." Zhao Yun smiled and said. Shen Yueqing smiled and replied, "Okay." Shen Yueqing picked up the chopsticks and ate a mouthful of porridge. She liked the sweet and sticky taste. It was even better than the porridge she usually ate. As she ate, she nodded and praised, "It's delicious, delicious." Li Batian saw that his wife liked it and did not resist, so he heaved a sigh of relief. This was good. If Shen Yueqing did not like it, then he did not know what to do. After tasting the porridge, Shen Yueqing continued to taste the 2 dishes Zhao Yun made. The sour and spicy shredded potatoes were very appetizing. When cut into shreds, they were crispy and delicious. The chive egg rolls were fragrant and crispy, which was even more delicious. Although these 2 dishes were not good dishes, it was the first time Shen Yueqing had tasted so delicious. Shen Yueqing had a great appetite. Shen Yueqing finished all the food that Zhao Yun prepared. Li Batian looked at Shen Yueqing in surprise. It was the first time he saw his wife to eat so much. If she had known earlier, Shen Yueqing wouldn't have been willing to take a look at the delicious food prepared in the villa. She wouldn't have eaten more. "Madam, is it really that delicious?" Li Batian asked curiously. To see that she was satisfied with the food. To see that she was satisfied. To see that. Zhao Yun was happy to see Shen Yueqing eating happily. To eat. To see. "If you like, I'll make more for madam tonight." To see. "Miss, you can rest well in my residence for the next 2 days. If you have any requests, don't hesitate," Li Batian said. He was very attentive, afraid that Zhao Yun would run away. The corners of Zhao Yun's mouth twitched into a smile. "Manor Lord is too polite. You have already entertained us very well. All right, there is something I want to ask. Miss, if you have something to say, just say it. There is no need to feel embarrassed." Chapter 742. Li Batian nodded. "Yes, Divine Dr. Meng is the only doctor in the entire Red Jade Manor." Zhao Yun was more or less sure that the senior that divine Dr. Hua was referring to was Meng Fan. She then said to Li Batian, "That's good. May I know why Miss is asking about this?" Zhao Yun was afraid that Li Batian would be suspicious, so she explained, "Nothing much, I just felt that I offended divine Dr. Meng today and made him angry. I feel bad and wanted to pay him a visit to explain things to him." Li Batian nodded. "I see. You don't have to worry about it, I will explain things to divine Dr. Meng." No. Manor Lord, this happened because of me, it's better for me to go. Anyway, I have nothing to do here. Li Batian saw that Zhao Yun was insistent, so he didn't say anything else. "Since Miss wants to go, then go. I will get someone to lead you there." "Thank you, Manor Lord. Miss is too polite." Zhao Yun was led to Meng Fan's residence by the servants of Red Jade Manor. However, she was blocked outside the door. She wasn't even given a chance to meet, so how could she explain things? Zhao Yun thought for a moment. Fortunately, divine Dr. Hua gave her a token, so she could only take it and give it a try. She asked the gatekeeper to hand the token over, and after a while, someone came out and invited her in. Meng Fan's face was cold as he sized up Zhao Yun. "Lass, what's your relationship with my junior?" "Divine Dr. Meng, I don't have any special relationship with divine Dr. Hua. I came here to ask for an antidote. A very important person to me has been poisoned by your 7 purities poison, and only your antidote can cure it. Divine Dr. Hua asked me to come and beg you." Zhao Yun explained. Meng Fan continued to size up Zhao Yun. Although Zhao Yun said that she didn't have any relationship with his junior, Meng Fan knew that his junior wouldn't meddle in other people's business and wouldn't ask others to come and ask for the antidote. His relationship with Zhao Yun shouldn't be simple. For the sake of his junior brother, he wanted to give him the antidote, but when he thought of what happened during the day, he felt unwilling. She snorted softly and said to Zhao Yun, "Girl, aren't you very powerful? You don't even need to take medicine to cure your illness. Could it be that you can't even cure my poison?" The corner of Zhao Yun's mouth twitched. She had an indescribable feeling. He sighed and said to Meng Fan, "Divine Dr. Meng, you've really misunderstood. I've explained it to you before. I'm not denying anything. It's just that our methods are different. I'm eating it together with food. It's not that I don't have any knowledge of pharmacology." Zhao Yun still wanted to explain, but Meng Fan couldn't bear to listen any longer. "You're still exaggerating in front of this old man. This old man wants to see if it's really like what you said. If Madame's illness can really be cured by you, then I will give you the antidote. If you can't cure her, then this old man will definitely not give you the antidote for your irresponsible behavior." After saying that, Meng Fan started to chase her out. Zhao Yun was helpless and could only leave. But since Meng Fan said this, she still had a lot of hope. Because Zhao Yun knew that her medicinal cuisine method should be able to cure Xin Yueqing's illness. Now she could only hope that Xin Yueqing would be able to get better soon, or that her illness would take a huge turn for the better, so that she could get the antidote earlier and go back to save Mu Lianfeng. Thinking of Mu Lianfeng, Zhao Yun's nose turned sour. Chapter 743. After returning to her residence, Mo Yen hurriedly asked about Zhao Yun's situation. Zhao Yun told her the truth. Li Batian was slightly worried that he could not obtain the antidote immediately. He hoped that nothing would happen to his mistress. What comforted the two of them was that they now had a reason to stay in the Red Jade Mountain Villa. As Zhao Yun was treating the madame's asthma, she could move about freely in the mountain villa. In the next few days, Zhao Yun cooked up all sorts of medicinal dishes for Xin Yueqing. Xin Yueqing never got sick of eating fresh and delicious food every day. After eating it for a few days, Xin Yueqing's asthma had indeed improved. She no longer coughed as badly and gasped for air much less often. Li Batian was filled with gratitude towards Zhao Yun when he saw Xin Yueqing like this. If this continued, his mistress' illness would probably be cured very quickly. Zhao Yun and Xin Yueqing also chatted casually during these few days. The two of them had become much closer. Zhao Yun also gained a better understanding of Xin Yueqing. It would probably be very difficult to find another woman who was kinder and purer than her. As a result, Zhao Yuner firmly believed that a person like her would never harm her Daodu. After a few days, Zhao Yuner asked Shen Yueqing in a probing manner, "Mistress, can I ask you a question?" Shen Yueqing replied, "It's fine. Miss Yuner, feel free to ask me anything." "Mistress, may I ask if your Red Jade Mountain Villa has brought back a child recently?" When Shen Yueqing heard Zhao Yuner's question, she immediately thought of Daodu. Her body stiffened slightly. Shen Yueqing replied honestly to Zhao Yuner, "There is a child." "Oh right, the child says he's called Daodu. However, Miss Yuner, why are you asking this?" When Zhao Yuner heard the two words Daodu come out of Shen Yueqing's mouth, the light in her eyes flickered. Daodu? It really was her Daodu. He was right here. Zhao Yuner sighed, "Madam, to be honest, I am Daodu's mother. My son was suddenly taken away, so I came to find him. Madam, I know you are a good person, but can you let Daodu go? Daodu is just a child. If you have any problems, you can come to me. I'll do anything for you." Shen Yueqing didn't expect Zhao Yuner to be Daodu's mother. There was a trace of shock in her eyes. "You're Daodu's mother?" "Yes." "Then you are the heir consort?" Shen Yueqing continued to ask. Zhao Yuner shook her head. "No, I'm not the heir consort. I'm just an ordinary little peasant girl. Do I look like an heir consort to you?" In the few days that Shen Yueqing had interacted with Zhao Yuner, she saw that Zhao Yuner was very simple and didn't have the slightest bit of finickiness. She really was different from the young misses of noble families. In addition, if she was an ordinary young miss from a noble family, how could they have the courage to rush into her villa? She wasn't looking down on the young misses of noble families. She just knew that the girls raised by the families of officials were all gentle and weak. They only knew how to play the zither and read books. There was nothing else that they were good at. Zhao Yuner was a little peasant girl from the countryside. She looked a little different. Shen Yueqing had never seen such a woman before. She sighed slightly and said, "AI, then my husband caught the wrong person. But why is your son together with the crown prince?" Chapter 744. Zhao Yuner explained, "Previously, I accidentally saved Shiziye's life. After that, Shiziye took Daodu as his godson. During the Qingming festival, they went together to pay respects to their ancestors. When Shiziye was about to send my son back, he was kidnapped on the way." When Shen Yueqing heard this, she was silent for a moment. If that's the case, then Zhao Yuner, Daodu and Mu Lianfeng don't have much of a connection. Then there's not much meaning for her husband to keep Daodu. Sighing slightly, Shen Yueqing said to Zhao Yuner, "Miss Yuner, come with me. I'll take you to see Daodu." Zhao Yuner suppressed her restless heart. "Thank you, madam." Shen Yueqing then led Zhao Yuner to another courtyard. The environment inside was quiet and secluded. Zhao Yuner saw a swing under a big tree. At this time, an innocent child was playing on the swing. The boy on the swing was Daodu. He had a smile on his face. Zhao Yuner thought that when she saw Daodu again, Daodu would have a miserable appearance. But she didn't expect that to be the case. The smile on Daodu's face couldn't lie. It meant that Daodu had been well taken care of during this period. Shen Yueqing came in and clapped her hands at Daodu. "Daodu, look who's here." Daodu's little face turned over. When he saw Zhao Yuner, he immediately jumped down from the swing. "Mother," Zhao Yuner opened her arms and waited for Daodu to jump in. "Mother, Daodu missed you so much. You're finally here." Zhao Yuner hugged Daodu, this soft little person, and her nose suddenly turned sour. She rubbed Daodu's head and said with a smile, "Mother also misses Daodu very much. Didn't I come to find Daodu?" Daodu nodded. This was the first time they had been separated for such a long time. Both mother and son had different feelings in their hearts. Zhao Yuner did not want to experience this feeling again. She did not want Daodu to leave her side again. Shen Yueqing stood to the side and watched the loving scene between Daodu and Zhao Yuner. She wiped the corners of her eyes and couldn't help but be moved. "Beautiful auntie, you were right. My mother really came to pick me up." Daodu smiled sweetly at Shen Yueqing. Shen Yueqing touched Daodu's little face. "You're such a cute little doll. How could your mother not be willing to pick you up?" AI. If Daodu leaves, he'll miss beautiful auntie. Zhao Yuner saw how close Daodu and Xin Yueqing were. She knew that Xin Yueqing had not mistreated Daodu during this period of time. Therefore, she said to Xin Yueqing gratefully, "Thank you, madam, for taking care of Daodu during this period of time." Yuner is very grateful. Xin Yueqing smiled gently. "Yuner, you're too polite. I also like Daodu very much. Speaking of which, our red jade mountain villa was in the wrong first. We brought Daodu back and made you worry." Zhao Yuner shook her head. "It's okay. Daodu didn't receive any bad treatment during this period of time. It was just a misunderstanding." Xin Yueqing nodded. "That's right. Yuner, don't worry. I'll talk to my husband about this later. You can take Daodu back." "Thank you, madam." In the next few days, Zhao Yuner stayed at Red Jade Mountain Villa and cooperated with Xin Yueqing's treatment. Chapter 745. Xin Yueqing's condition improved slightly after a few days of medicinal cuisine. Meng Fan saw Xin Yueqing's condition improve, but there was nothing he could do even if he refused to accept it. The truth was right in front of him, and it couldn't be fake. Meng Fan would not go back on his words, so he gave Zhao Yun, the antidote for the 7 purities poison. Zhao Yun, let out a heavy sigh of relief the moment she received the antidote, because there were only 2 days left until Mu Lianfeng was cured. If Mu Lianfeng's poison was not cured in 2 days and Divine Dr. Hua was unable to suppress it, Mu Lianfeng might die from the poison. Zhao Yun, bid farewell to Xin Yueqing and Li Batian in a hurry as soon as she received the antidote. Although he was not very certain that Zhao Yun was telling the truth, Li Batian still released Daodu and allowed Daodu to leave with Zhao Yun, on account of how Zhao Yun had cured Xin Yueqing's condition. Xin Yueqing actually felt rather reluctant to part with Daodu and Zhao Yun, when she saw them leave. After all, she had interacted with the 2 women recently. Once they left, she would have less people to talk to and less joy. Zhao Yun and Mo Yen hurried back without stopping. On the way, Zhao Yun got Mo Yen to send the antidote back first. She could still handle it, but Daodu could not handle the bumpiness. Zhao Yun was afraid that Daodu would get hurt from the bumpiness, so she got Mo Yen to go back first. She and Daodu could rest on the way back, so there was no need to hurry back so quickly. It was already night by the time Zhao Yun returned to Divine Dr. Hua. After Mo Yen returned with the antidote, Dr. Hua fed it to Mu Lianfeng in a hurry. When Zhao Yuner came over, Mu Lianfeng was already fine, but he was still lying down and had not woken up. "Yuner, he's fine now. Don't worry. He'll be fine after we bring him home and recuperate for a while." Zhao Yuner's anxious heart finally settled down as she thanked Miracle Dr. Hua. "Miracle Dr. Hua, thank you. If it wasn't for you this time, my husband wouldn't know what to do." Miracle Dr. Hua chuckled. "That's because you're capable enough to get the antidote back within half a month. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to do anything but watch him die. I still have to thank Miracle Dr. Hua for giving me the time to find the antidote." "Ha!" Miraculous Dr. Hua laughed heartily. "I've heard that you had to go through many twists and turns to get the antidote from my senior brother. I've also heard that my senior brother thought that there was something wrong with his medical skills because you know how to make medicinal cuisine, so he wasn't very polite to you." Zhao Yun's lips curled helplessly as she explained to Miracle Dr. Hua. When Divine Dr. Hua heard this, he was very interested in the medicinal cuisine in Zhao Yun's mouth. "I never thought that a girl like you would actually know about this. Girl, tell me what's going on. I've lived for so long, so why haven't I heard of this before? Girl, since I've saved your husband and you're grateful to me, you better explain this to me properly. Don't try to hide it from me." Zhao Yun actually didn't know much about this. She only knew a little about it, so she explained the general principles to Miracle Dr. Hua. Miracle Dr. Hua became extremely excited after hearing it. Chapter 746. Little Yun, you've really opened my eyes today. I'll do as you say and do some research. That senior brother of mine will definitely not be as good as me in this aspect. Let's see how he's going to show off in front of me." Divine Dr. Hua laughed out loud. as though he had discovered something new. When Zhao Yun saw that miracle Dr. Hua was as happy as a child, her lips curled into a smile. Actually, in this society, people were often treated with gentleness. Zhao Yun was glad that not all the people she met were bad people. There were quite a few good people too. Mu Lianfeng was brought back to Shuilan village by Zhao Yun and was resting in her own house. She felt different when she returned to the village. This was the first time she had left the village for such a long time. Seeing that Zhao Yun had left for almost half a month, the third branch was extremely anxious. They were afraid that something might have happened to Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun heaved a sigh of relief when she returned. Yun, if you still didn't come back, your father and I would have reported you to the authorities. Liang Jinxiao frowned when he saw Zhao Yun return. He sighed and muttered something to Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun smiled and said, "Mother, what could have happened to me? You don't have to worry about me. I wasn't at home during this period of time. How's our family life? Did anything happen?" When Zhao Yun was at Red Jade Villa, she was worried about her family's problems. Her parents were honest. Without her by their side, she was worried that they would be bullied by old Zhao's family. Liang Jinxiao shook his head and said, "It's fine. Our family's land has basically been leveled and we can start work now. Your father said to wait for you to come back. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in the mood to do it." Zhao Yun'er nodded. "Then father, let's prepare in these 2 days. Let me know if we need anything to build the house. We'll buy it first." Zhao Wenhua replied, "Got it, just leave it to me. You should rest well for the next 2 days. You look a lot more haggard." Seeing that Zhao Yun was a little thin, Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao couldn't help but feel heartache as her parents. Zhao Yun'er's condition was particularly bad because she was anxious and rushed day and night yesterday. She didn't have a good rest. "It's okay, father and mother. I know my own body. I'll rest well." "That's good. Oh, Yun, right. God bless us. God bless us. Yun, you have to be more careful in the future. This is too scary." Liang Jinxiao muttered. Zhao Wenhua said to Zhao Yun'er, "Yun, you don't know, but your mother often can't sleep at night because of what happened to you too. Why are you telling Yun this?" Liang Jinxiao glared at Zhao Wenhua with some displeasure. "Aren't I just telling Yun about it? You're just thinking too much. I told you that Yun and the others are blessed by the heavens and will be fine. You didn't believe me. Look at you. You're not resting well. You're hurting your body." Zhao Yun'er frowned slightly and said to Liang Jinxiao, "Mother, you should rest well too. I'm back. Everything will be fine. Don't worry too much." Chapter 747. Zhao Yun responded and gave a few instructions. Zhao Tianan and Zhao Tianfu came back from outside with wooden buckets. When they saw Zhao Yun, they were very excited. They excitedly rushed to Zhao Yun. "Second sister, you're finally back?" "Yes, second sister. You're finally back." Zhao Yun smiled at her 2 younger brothers. Seeing their sincere concern, a trace of warmth flowed out from her heart. This feeling of having family care was really good. She wasn't the kind of person who didn't matter. At least when she left, there would be people who would miss her. The originally warm atmosphere was broken by a scream from the third branch's room. "Ah, damn dog. You actually bit my clothes. I'll teach you a lesson." Zhao Ping hooted. Then, not knowing if it was Zhao Ping who kicked, a pitiful dog cry was heard. Zhao Yun'er's ears twitched. If she heard wrongly, this sound was Little Black's. Zhao Ping then continued to hoot, "Father, mother, quickly come in and take a look. This damn dog. You actually tore my clothes with your teeth. You guys be the judge. Today, I'm going to stew it into hot pot and eat it." Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao both frowned and looked at Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun sneered and rushed into the third branch's room. She said coldly to Zhao Ping, "I'd like to see how you're going to stew my Little Black into hot pot and eat it. Where did you get the guts to do so?" As she spoke, Zhao Yun picked up Little Black from the ground and rubbed Little Black's body. "Little Black, how are you? Are you okay? Does it hurt?" Little Black's black eyes looked at Zhao Yun and then let out a whimper, as if it was very pitiful and wronged. It was difficult to see its master. Little Black still intimately licked Zhao Yun's hand. With its master around, Little Black's fear of Zhao Ping faded a lot. Zhao was stunned and looked at Zhao Yun. I thought you died outside. I didn't expect you to actually come back. Why, Sister Ping seems very unhappy to see me come back. Are you eager for something to happen to me? Zhao Yun sneered and asked. Zhao Ping really didn't want Zhao Yun to come back. This woman was very annoying. If Zhao Yun didn't come back, most of the money Zhao Yun earned from the breakfast stall would fall into Liang Jinxiao's hands. Liang Jinxiao would naturally prepare more dowry for her. Besides, even if she got married in the future, as long as Zhao Yun wasn't around, it would be easier for her to ask her mother for money. Zhao Ping also snorted and said to Zhao Yun, since you're back, then you have to discipline your damn dog. Look, it bit my clothes. This damn dog, if it doesn't shit and pee on my clothes and shoes, it would bite my clothes. How could I take it lying down? So I stewed it into dog meat hot pot and ate it. What's wrong? Don't tell me you're going to protect a dead dog every day. After Zhao Ping finished speaking, Little Black barked a few times in Zhao Yun's arms to express its protest. This woman was too evil. She was just spouting nonsense. Wasn't it because she forced it to eat every day and bullied it from time to time? That was why it took revenge like this. Otherwise, it would be too lazy to waste its own pee and feces. Chapter 748. Zhao Yun glared at Zhao Ping. Her fierce gaze made Zhao Ping panic. Zhao Ping was a little scared. She turned to Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao. Father, mother, Zhao Yun is too much. Isn't it just eating a dog? Why did she have to skin me? Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao sighed and persuaded Zhao Ping. Ping, why are you making life difficult for a dog? Little Black is actually quite obedient. Mother, why is it obedient? Look, it bit my clothes and it's still obedient. You shouldn't have brought it back. Sigh Ping. Liang Jinxiao was also a little helpless. Zhao Yun was gone. She couldn't let Little Black starve to death, so she brought it back to feed it. This Little Black was also interesting. It was good to everyone else in the family, but it just had to target Zhao Ping. I don't care. My clothes must be paid for today. Zhao Yun, either you pay for my clothes, or I'll stew this dog. Zhao Yun coldly curled the corner of her mouth. If I remember correctly, I paid for your clothes. So what if my Little Black bit it? Liang Jinxiao looked at the small hole in the clothes. It was actually not big. It just needed to be patched up. Thus, she said to Zhao Ping, Ping, mother will take a needle and thread to patch it up for you. I guarantee that you won't be able to tell. Now that Yun is back, Little Black will be brought back. In the future, it will definitely not bite things. Zhao Ping thought for a moment and pursed her lips. She wanted to make a scene. Zhao Yun was not easy to deal with. Her parents were also on Zhao Yun's side. What could she do? Mother, then go back and patch it up for me. It's best if I don't see this damn dog again. Otherwise, I will definitely not be able to resist and continue to teach it a lesson. Zhao Ping was already giving in by saying this. Liang Jinxiao hurriedly agreed, afraid that the two sisters would make a scene again. Mother, then I'll go back first. Zhao Yun said. And go back and have a good rest. By the way, Yun, your eldest uncle and second uncle will come over tomorrow. Let's have dinner together tomorrow and entertain your eldest uncle and second uncle at the same time. Liang Jinxiao said. Zhao Yun nodded. When relatives in the countryside had a happy occasion, they would send gifts and money in advance. Zhao Pinger was the niece of her first uncle and second uncle. She was going to get married. If such a close relative did not come, she would be scolded. Even if old Liang's family looked down on Zhao Yun's family, they would still maintain this kind of superficial relationship. Since they came and gave their family gifts, Zhao Yun's family had to entertain them well. Then got it. Mother, let's go to the town tomorrow to buy more vegetables. Yun, don't go to the stall tomorrow morning. Have a good rest. That won't do, mother. You and sister-in-law Mulan have been busy these 2 days. Since I'm back, we have to go to the market together. Speaking of this, Liang Jinxiao smiled. Actually we have enough people. Ping has been helping out these days. She is very diligent. Zhao Yun heard this and frowned. Zhao Ping helped out? Are you kidding me? Seeing Zhao Yun's surprised expression, Liang Jinxiao continued. Ping is not the same as before. She is diligent now. You let her help. You can also rest a little. Have a good rest. Zhao Yun did not believe that Zhao Ping would go over to help. She guessed that Zhao Ping must be scheming something. Chapter 749. Speaking of this, Liang Jinxiao lowered his head, feeling a little guilty. What do I want from you, Zhao Yun? Don't think that everyone is like you. Zhao Ping hurriedly stood up and said angrily. Zhao Yun still felt that it was not that simple. Seeing that Liang Jinxiao did not want to say anything, Zhao Yun vaguely guessed something in her heart. Mother, I'll go tomorrow. If Sister Ping wants to help, then go. If she doesn't want to go, then forget it. She wanted to see what Zhao Ping could do when she was around. Zhao Yun, when you're not around, I can help. But now that you're back, I won't go. If you want me to go, you have to pay me. Zhao Ping raised her head and started to negotiate with Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun sneered. If you don't want to go, then don't go. Who wants you to go? Liang Jinxiao sighed. Yun, if you can't do it, then let Ping go. It's the same as asking others or asking Ping. Just pay her 300 copper coins as her salary. I've seen that Ping does a good job these days. Mother, 300 copper coins is too little, isn't it? Zhao Ping looked a little unhappy. It's already quite a lot. If you think it's too little, then find someone else. Zhao Ping could only nod in agreement. Okay, mother. But you have to pay me 300 copper coins after I finish my work for a month. You can't delay my salary. Sure. Zhao Yun was not happy at first, but on second thought, it was not a bad thing to let Zhao Ping go. After Zhao Ping got married, she would have a stable income and would not come to bother the third branch. Yun, just agree. Let Ping work for a few days. If Ping really doesn't do a good job, you can let Ping leave. Isn't that enough? Zhao Yun nodded. All right then, let Sister Ping give it a try. Yes. Ping, you have to do a good job, got it? I know, mother. Zhao Yun was worried that Mu Lianfeng was not safe at home alone. She had to take care of him and check on him. Yun, you can go back now. Be careful on the road. Liang Jinxiao reminded her and watched Zhao Yun leave. After Zhao Yun left, Zhao Ping said to Liang Jinxiao, Mother, you promised to lend me 2 taels of silver. You can't go back on your word. Liang Jinxiao sighed. I know, Ping. But during this period, you have to do a good job. Don't quarrel with Yun and make her angry. We can earn money thanks to Yun. Mother, Zhao Yun left, but our business is still doing well. It's not like we can't do without her. What are you talking about? Without Yun, how can we make those snacks? I know, mother. You just have to protect Zhao Yun. When I open a stall in the future, I guarantee that I'll earn more than Zhao Yun. Zhao Ping said and began to dream happily. She talked until her mouth was sore, and Liang Jinxiao and Zhao Wenhua finally agreed to lend her 2 taels of silver. She would work at Zhao Yun's stall for 2 to 3 months and earn 3 taels of silver. Then, she could open a breakfast stall with Ma Xiaofeng. Ai, you lass? Liang Jinxiao sighed and did not want to continue talking about Zhao Ping. This lass, if she didn't suffer a loss, she wouldn't know that doing business was not easy. These 2 taels of silver would be a lesson for her. Otherwise, it would be really annoying to talk about it all day. Chapter 750. If you can really make money, mother will naturally be happy. If you can't, it's okay. Don't force yourself. Mother, you still don't believe me. Zhao Ping said a little angrily. I won't talk to you anymore. I'm going to look for Xiaofeng. I'll discuss it with Xiaofeng. Zhao Ping said and ran out directly. Zhao Tianan was in the courtyard. When he heard that Zhao Ping was going to look for Ma Xiaofeng, he immediately came over happily and said to Zhao Ping, "Big sister, are you going to look for Xiaofeng?" Zhao Ping nodded. "And that's right. Tianan, are you going too? If you want to go, then let's go together." Zhao Tianan touched his head. "That's good. I just caught 2 fish today. I'll give them to Xiaofeng to eat. Let's stay and eat. I haven't eaten fish for a while. Let me have some." Zhao Ping thought of the taste of fish and couldn't help but lick the corner of her mouth. "Big sister?" Zhao Tianan hesitated for a moment and seemed a little reluctant. Zhao Ping continued to ask, "What's the matter? Can't you give it to me to eat?" "No, big sister. I caught this fish for Xiaofeng. If you want to eat it, I'll catch it for you tomorrow, okay?" Zhao Ping thought for a moment and nodded. "Okay then. Give it to Xiaofeng first and make it for me tomorrow." Okay. Zhao Tianan nodded heavily, thinking that it was a good thing that Zhao Ping didn't continue to pursue the matter. Otherwise, he would have to catch fish now. His big sister and Xiaofeng had a good relationship. Otherwise, she wouldn't have acted like this. If it were his second sister, she probably wouldn't have let him send it over. Zhao Ping called out, "Let's go, Tianan. Don't just stand there." "Okay, big sister, got it." As the two of them spoke, they headed towards Ma Xiaofeng's house together. Zhao Yun returned home. Mu Lianfeng was lying on the bed and showed no signs of waking up. Zhao Yun stared at Mu Lianfeng, not knowing when he would wake up. However, looking at Mu Lianfeng's complexion, it was a lot better. It was a lot rosier and not as pale as before. For lunch, Zhao Yun casually ate some vegetables from the vegetable garden, fried 2 eggs, and made a bowl of egg noodles. Then she and Daodu each ate a bowl. "Mother, after we eat noodles, what will Little Black eat?" Daodu raised his head and asked Zhao Yun. Little Black preferred to eat rice and didn't eat noodles. They had to take care of Little Black's food. During this period of time, Daodu and Little Black had been separated for a while. She missed Little Black very much. This time, she finally saw Little Black again. She hugged Little Black and was reluctant to let go. Little Black was also very happy to be reunited with its little master after much difficulty. He was very happy and licked Daodu's fingers continuously. Let Little Black eat some noodles. Mother, add an egg for Little Black. We'll cook something else for dinner." Daodu patted Little Black's head and asked, "Little Black, let's eat noodles. Is that okay?" Little Black barked a few times, "Woof, woof, woof." "Mother," Little Black agreed. "Let's go make noodles for him." "Okay." "All right, Mother, Little Black is very heavy now. Make more noodles for Little Black. His stomach must have grown bigger." Daodu instructed. Zhao Yun glanced at Little Black's head. It had indeed grown a lot. It couldn't be compared to the one they just caught. Little Black wasn't a little puppy now. It was a puppy that wasn't very small. Chapter 751. Yes. Daodu nodded heavily. "When Little Black grows up, it can protect us. With Little Black around, no one will dare to bully us." Zhao Yun glanced at Little Black. When Little Black grew up to be a big dog like Big Gray, no one would dare to go near it. When that time came, it would be perfect for her to guard the door. It would bite whoever dared to cause trouble and see if anyone dared to come. Zhao Yun smiled and said to Little Black, "Little Black, I'll make something delicious for you later. You have to eat more and grow up faster, okay?" Woof woof, Little Black barked twice and wagged its little tail as a response. Zhao Yun patted Little Black's head. "Good boy." Then Zhao Yun turned and went into the kitchen to prepare something for Little Black to eat. In the afternoon, Zhao Yun tidied up the vegetable garden. During this period of time when she was not at home, many wild vegetables grew in the garden. She had to pull them out and fertilize them while she was at it. In addition, there were many places in the house that were covered in dust. She had to wipe and wash them to make the house a little cleaner. When Zhao Yun returned to the house at 3 or 4 in the afternoon, Mu Lianfeng was already awake. When he saw Zhao Yun, Mu Lianfeng was a little emotional and grabbed Zhao Yun's hand. I thought I would never see you again. Mu Lianfeng's voice was a little hoarse and filled with vicissitudes. Zhao Yun'er smiled and said, "How is that possible? You said that you would accompany me for a lifetime. Don't tell me you would go back on your words so easily?" "Of course not. It's just, I thought I would never see you again." He knew that he was poisoned. Although Zhao Yun'er had brought back the antidote and removed the poison, he did not wake up. However, he was conscious and knew everything that had happened. How lucky was he to have met a woman like Zhao Yun'er? Otherwise, he would have lost his life. "Alright, have a good rest. Don't say such sad words. Isn't everything fine now?" Zhao Yun'er's mouth curled up as she smiled at Mu Lianfeng. At the thought that this man might disappear from her life, Zhao Yun'er felt very uncomfortable, and there was a very uncomfortable feeling in her chest. Thank you, you've saved me twice. This is the second time," Mu Lianfeng said again. He didn't know if this was God's arrangement. Zhao Yun'er's appearance was to save him. "Yes, I've saved you twice, so you should repay me. In the future, you will stay by my side. You are not allowed to go anywhere. You will do whatever I tell you to do. After all, your life is mine." Zhao Yun'er joked. Mu Lianfeng took it seriously. "I know you. In the future, even if you want to drive me away, I will not leave. I want to be with you forever." Mu Lianfeng held Zhao Yun'er's hand tightly. He was afraid that Zhao Yun'er would leave him. This feeling of surviving after death made him even more aware of who he cared about and cherished. In this life, to him, no one was more precious than Zhao Yun'er and Daodu. He would stay by the mother and daughter's side forever. "By the way, where is Daodu?" Zhao Yun'er asked. "Daodu went out to play. Don't worry about him." "That's good." Mu Lianfeng breathed a sigh of relief. "Yes, it's all over now. He will be fine in the village." Chapter 752. The incident this time was a lesson. There were too many people eyeing them from behind. Since they attacked him and Daodu, there would be a second time. Mu Lianfeng really didn't want Daodu to be in any danger again. Those people, it was fine if they attacked him, but he didn't want them to touch Daodu and Zhao Yun. If he stayed by Daodu and Zhao Yun'er's side, he would inevitably be a burden to them. Although he was worried, there was nothing he could do. When he returned, he must investigate clearly. He would never let Daodu and Zhao Yun'er be in any danger again. In the afternoon, when Mulan heard that Zhao Yun'er was back, she also came over to greet her. During this period of time, she was worried sick because she couldn't figure out what happened to Zhao Yun'er that made her leave for such a long time. "Yun'er, you're finally back." Zhao Yun'er smiled. "I've made you worry, sister-in-law Mulan. It's good that you're back. It's good that you're back. Sigh, I didn't even have someone to talk to while you were away. Now that you're back, I have someone to talk to." Zhao Yun'er laughed heartily. During the period of time when she was away, she missed Mulan very much. When Mulan came over, she brought some vegetables over, afraid that Zhao Yun'er didn't have anything to eat. After the two of them chatted for a while, Mulan was ready to go back, and she called Zhao Yun'er to come with her. "Yun'er, Daodu is at my house now. He and my third son have caught a lot of lobsters to play with. Do you want to go and have a look?" The weather was getting warmer, and there were more fish and lobsters in the river. It was still okay now, but after a period of time when the weather was warmer, there would be more fish and lobsters. However, the villagers were busy with other things, so they didn't care too much about these things. Therefore, he didn't spend much time on salvaging them. When the children had nothing to do, they would go to the river to catch some fish and prawns from time to time. When Zhao Yun'er heard Mulan mention lobsters, she immediately became interested. She said to Mulan, "Okay, I'll go too." Yeah. The two of them went to Mulan's house together. Daodu, Zhao Tianfu, and Mulan's children were all gathered around the lobster. Two lobsters that had been caught were placed on the ground, crawling around. The children stared at the lobsters and giggled. They all looked very happy. When Zhao Yun'er came over, she also walked over to take a look. The lobster on the ground was not particularly big, so it should have been born not long ago. However, this kind of medium-sized lobster was very delicious. Add some ginger, chili, oil, salt, soy sauce, vinegar, and cooking wine and stir-fry them together. The taste would definitely be excellent. Zhao Yun'er noticed that there were a lot of lobsters in the wooden barrel. A small half-barrel could be stir-fried for several large plates. In addition to the lobsters, Zhao Yun'er also noticed that there were a few small snails in the wooden barrel. The snails were caught by the children to be used as bait to catch the lobsters, because the string at the side was tied with the meat of the snails. These were all good things. If the snails were stir-fried, the taste would also be first-rate. Many wild things in the countryside were treasures to the people of the 21st century. It was just that the people of this era didn't take them seriously. "Mother, you're here." Daoist saw Zhao Yun'er coming over and smiled at Zhao Yun. Chapter 753. Mother, Daoist, little uncle, and brother Sin are just fishing for fun. Daoist explained. "Yes, we're just fishing for fun." "It's fine. You guys have fun." "Mother, I thought you would blame Daoist, saying that Daoist is playing with water." Daoist lowered his head and said softly. Zhao Yun'er had warned Daoist not to touch water, and Daoist remembered it in his heart. But sometimes children are too playful and can't control themselves when they encounter something fun. "Be careful when you play, or you'll be too careless. Don't go to deep water." Zhao Yun'er continued to remind them. "Yes, mother." "Yes, second sister." Seeing that the children were so well-behaved and sensible, Zhao was also relieved. Fortunately, there was only one big river in the village, and the children wouldn't go there to play. The other rivers were all small and not a hindrance. The water in the small pond was not even half as deep as an adult's leg. Even if they really fell in, it would be difficult for them to drown. "When you go back, catch more. I'll cook more for you," Zhao Yun'er said with a smile. The children suddenly became excited. "Mother, is lobster edible?" Zhao Yun'er nodded. "Of course it's edible." "Mother, I thought it wasn't edible," Daoist said softly. "How can that be? It's all delicious food. You'll know when I cook it for you." "Yes, yes." The children were full of anticipation, because who would have thought that the things they caught to play with were edible? Even Mulan couldn't help but ask, "What's the matter? Is this lobster really edible? We villagers catch it for children to play with. No one has ever eaten it. This thing likes to drill in the mud. It feels dirty." Zhao Yun'er chuckled. People in this era really couldn't recognize good things. In the 21st century, eating crayfish with beer was extremely comfortable. Especially in the summer, when friends gathered, they liked to order this kind of thing. The group of people ate and drank at the same time. It was very enjoyable. "Of course. Sister-in-law Mulan, can you clean up the kitchen later? I'll make some for you to try. I'll bring the rest back to eat." Mulan responded with a smile. After being teased by Zhao Yun'er, he was looking forward to what the lobster would taste like and how delicious it would be. Madame Qi excreted in the latrine, and her chrysanthemum hurt terribly. He didn't know what kind of bad luck he had to have hemorrhoids growing on his chrysanthemum. Usually it was fine, but when it came to diarrhea, it was extremely uncomfortable. This was because once he took a dump for a long time, his hemorrhoids would start to hurt. Unfortunately, there was nothing she could do about it. After all, she couldn't just cut it off. Let's not talk about whether or not it could be cut off. Even if it could be cut off, they would still need to find a doctor. How could a woman's buttocks be casually shown to others? After coming out of the latrine, Madame Qi clamped her chrysanthemum tightly. This way, the hemorrhoids would feel better. After coming out, she heard Zhao Yun'er and Mulan say that the lobster was edible and very delicious. She immediately became greedy and excited. "Zhao Yun'er, you said that this lobster is edible. Is it really edible?" Madame Qi blinked and asked. Zhao Yun'er couldn't be bothered with Madame Qi when she saw her like this. Mulan replied, "If Yun'er says it's edible, then it's definitely edible." Chapter 754. Zhao Yun'er was a little speechless. She felt a little disgusted when she saw Madame Qi's greedy look. Why did this woman want to eat everything? It was as if she couldn't wait to get a share of all the good stuff. Why would she give it to you? She doesn't even have enough for her own family. Zhao Yun retorted without giving her any face. Madame Qi looked at Zhao Yun a little angrily. My second sister-in-law hasn't said anything yet. What are you talking about? I just can't stand seeing such a shameless person. It's fine if someone gives it to you, but this is the first time I've seen someone take the initiative to ask for it. Even children aren't like this. You're already an adult, yet you still think that you're young and don't know any better? Zhao Yun said sarcastically. However, a shameless person like Madame Qi might not have any reaction to it. Madame Qi's face reddened for a moment. Zhao Yun, what nonsense are you talking about? What's wrong with me eating it? Don't tell me that I shouldn't eat it. I went to help my qiao, fish for lobsters, so I have a share of this lobster too. Zhao Yun had never seen such a shameless woman. Even if she was greedy for food, she shouldn't be to this extent, right? Madame Qi sneered and said, Sister-in-law, since you say so, then how about this? How about you take all the lobsters that your qiao caught and fry them yourself? We don't care for it. When Zhao Yun said this, Madame Qi suddenly didn't know how to refute. First of all, if she really gave the lobsters to her, she wouldn't know how to cook them. Second, frying lobsters would take a lot of oil and salt, right? She couldn't bear to do that. Why you like this? My qiao helped you catch some lobsters. Can't you cook them together and let me have a taste later? You're so stingy. Second sister-in-law, tell me about it. What's wrong with your sister-in-law eating some of your food? Are we still a family? Mulan felt sorry for Madame Qi. These days, Madame Qi's life was not good. Zhu Dainiu was not willing to let Madame Qi eat anything delicious at home. For a moment, her heart softened. Actually, it was not impossible to let her sister-in-law have a taste, so she pushed Zhao Yuner and said, Yuner, when it's done, let my sister-in-law have a taste. It's good to try it. I don't think anyone in the village has ever tasted it. Before Zhao Yun could nod, she heard Zhu Qiao scream. Madame Qi hurriedly ran over and asked Zhu Qiao, Qiao, what's wrong? Are you okay? Zhu Dainiu, who was in the house, heard the noise and ran out. He was worried about Zhu Qiao. Zhu Qiao raised her hand and cried to Madame Qi and Zhu Dainiu, Father, Mother, my hand was bitten by a lobster. Zhu Dainiu and Madame Qi looked and saw that Zhu Qiao's finger was clamped by the lobster's large clamp. It was probably very painful, so Zhu Qiao cried. When Zhu Dainiu saw it, he hurriedly pulled the lobster off Zhu Qiao's finger and comforted her. Qiao, don't be afraid. Qiao, don't be afraid. Woo, Father, it hurts. The lobster was pulled off, but unfortunately, the large clamp still cut Zhu Qiao's finger. At this moment, there was a lot of blood. What? Dainiu, look at you. Why are you so strong? Why are you so strong? You cut Qiao's hand. Madame Qi hurriedly scolded. Because of the cut on her finger, Zhu Qiao cried even louder. Qiao, be good. Don't cry. Mother will find a piece of cloth and wrap it for you. Chapter 755. When Zhao Yun and Mulan heard the situation, they hurried over to take a look, worried that something had really happened to Zhu Qiao. When they went over, they saw that the clasp on Zhu Qiao's hand was not small. They sighed slightly. This child was really pitiful. Speaking of which, it was Zhu Dainiu's method that was wrong. How could she tear it off so forcefully? It was easy to hurt her hand this way. If she had pried open the lobster's clasp, it wouldn't have been a big deal. After Madame Qi rushed out of the house, she hurriedly bandaged Zhu Qiao's hand with a white cloth, not forgetting to scold Zhu Qiao. You wretched girl, didn't I tell you not to play? Look, now you've got your hand clamped. Sigh, you deserve it. Although she said that, Qiao was still her child, and Madame Qi's heart still ached for her. Zhu Dainiu glared at Madame Qi unhappily. You're really good at hindsight. What's the point of saying this now? Qiao's hand was clamped. I haven't seen you all day, and I don't know where you went. If you were by Qiao's side just now, would Qiao's hand have been clamped? Zhu Dainiu scolded very fiercely. He threw a few words right in his face. Madame Qi only felt wronged. She pursed her lips and said to Zhu Dainiu, "Daini, I just went to the latrine to poop. There are so many things going on at home. Who would keep an eye on this wretched girl for no reason?" Zhu Dainiu glared at Madame Qi. "You're still talking? Poop, poop, you only know how to poop all day. Let's see if you'll get hemorrhoids later." When Zhu Dainiu said that, Madame Qi pursed her lips. "Dainiu, how did you know that I have hemorrhoids?" Zhao Yun heard from the side and couldn't help but burst out laughing. This Madame Qi was really a freaking weirdo. But this woman, wasn't she gluttonous? She would let her eat more lobsters later. She had to put the chili pepper inside. The more she ate, the more her hemorrhoids would hurt. If he let her suffer a little, she probably wouldn't ask for food anymore. There was a trace of sympathy in Mu Lan's eyes. This hemorrhoid was very serious. She didn't know how her sister-in-law got hemorrhoid when she was fine. She was so pitiful. Whenever he looked back, his chrysanthemum would hurt from time to time. Thinking about it, it was really quite painful. Mrs. Zhu also heard this. She gloated and said, "If you have hemorrhoids, it's God's punishment. Since this woman is so unfilial, we should treat her hemorrhoids." Hearing Mrs. Zhu's words, Madame Qi glared at Mrs. Zhu angrily. "You old hag, what are you talking about? Who deserved it? Tell me clearly." Mrs. Zhu put her hands on her hips and said, "What's wrong with you?" He was lazy every day, so he had a lot of feces and urine. Who knew how many times he had gone to the toilet from morning till night? How could he not have hemorrhoids? My Dania let you eat too much good food. Look, most people have hemorrhoids. Madame Qi ground her teeth at Mrs. Zhu's scolding. This old hag, how dare she say that about her? Good job. If she didn't teach her a lesson, her surname wouldn't be Qi today. Just as she was about to roll up her sleeves and rush up to teach Mrs. Zhu a lesson, Zhu Dania pushed her back and she fell to the ground. Chapter 756. After the previous incident, Zhu Dainiu was no longer as protective of Madame Qi as before. He suddenly understood that it was useless to dote on women. It was more practical to teach them a lesson. After teaching them a lesson, they wouldn't even dare to fart. During this period of time, Madame Zhu had also become cocky. Her son used to protect his wife and she was bullied. Now that her son no longer protected his wife, she dared to go against Madame Qi. After Zhu Dainiu said that, Madame Zhu hurriedly shouted from behind, "That's right, eldest son's wife. You should eat less in the future and give the delicious food to the elders, lest you run to the latrine pit every day." Zhu Dainiu nodded. "Yes, if I find you eating again, I'll break your legs." Madame Qi pursed her lips and said with a bitter face, "Dainiu, I haven't eaten much in the past few days. I'm eating less than before. If I don't eat, our son won't have any milk to drink. If you don't let me eat, our son has to eat." Madame Zhu glared at Madame Qi. "You only care about your son. You're always using the excuse that your son doesn't have any milk. If he doesn't have enough milk, can't you mix in some rice soup? Feed him more rice soup and he won't be hungry." Madame Zhu's words cut off Madame Qi's path of retreat. Madame Qi could only grit her teeth in hatred. This damned old woman. She would find a way to torture her later. That old bastard was actually acting like this. This was too much. Zhu Dainiu also said coldly to Madame Qi, "Did you hear that? If you do as mother said, eat less. If you don't have enough milk, use rice soup." Madame Qi met Zhu Dainiu's frightening gaze and could only nod. However, she cursed Madame Zhu a dozen times in her heart. Zhao Yun listened from the side and shook her head. Uncultured. How scary. How could rice soup compare to milk? Rice soup didn't have much nutrition. She wasn't afraid that the child would get sick from eating too much. Mu Lan stepped forward and said, "All right, eldest brother, sister-in-law mother, stop quarreling. We don't even know if Xiao Er's hand is all right." Mulan's words touched old Madame Zhu's eyebrows again. "You dead woman, you still have the nerve to say that. Bringing these riffraff to our courtyard all day long. If it weren't for them, would Xiao Er's hand have been bitten by a lobster? What kind of lousy thing is this? Bring it home." As Mrs. Zhu spoke, she glanced at Zhao Yuner and Daodu. It was obvious that the person Mrs. Zhu was talking about was Zhao Yun. Mulan sighed helplessly. Mother, what are you talking about? The children are here to play with their sons. Doesn't my Saner often go to other houses to play? Besides, who knows if Qiao would be accidentally caught? You're the only one with a lot of excuses. Mrs. Zhu snorted softly. I'm an old person and need some peace and quiet. Bringing these people home every day is so noisy that my ears hurt. Mulan's mouth twitched. Her mother-in-law was really hard to reason with. There was no use in arguing with Mrs. Zhu. She had to build a house of her own when she got back. It would be quieter. Zhao Yuner couldn't stand it any longer. She sneered, such a big courtyard doesn't belong to your family. What does bringing people home have to do with you? You like peace and quiet. Aren't you afraid that you'll disturb yourself with your loud voice? Mrs. Zhu's face paled. She turned to Zhao Yuner and scolded, You be asterisk, how dare you meddle in my family's affairs? Hurry up and get lost. Don't get in my way. Chapter 757. Mrs. Zhu was so angry that she took a few deep breaths. Zhu Dainyu tugged at Mrs. Zhu. That's enough, Mum. What's wrong with a fellow villager coming over to our house to play? Don't say any more. Zhu Dainyu really chased Zhao Yun away for the sake of his reputation. Later on, Zhao Yun would probably say that their family was stingy and that they didn't even let her come over. Who would come to their house to visit in the future? Men were most particular about their reputation. Zhu Dainyu still valued this point very much. After Zhu Dainyu spoke, Mrs. Zhu finally shut her mouth. Zhao Yun was too lazy to be long-winded with Mrs. Zhu. She said to Mulan, Mulan, let's go and fry the lobsters. Mulan nodded. Before frying the lobsters, they had to wash them first. Under Zhao Yun's instructions, the children also got busy. In order to prevent the lobsters from catching the children again, Zhao Yun first broke off one of the teeth on the lobster's big clamp. This way, they wouldn't be able to catch the children. There were more stains on the lobsters, so they had to be washed properly before eating. First, she took out a basin of water and placed the lobsters in it. Then, she took out a brush. She brushed the shell, especially the lobster's tail. There was a lot of dirt accumulated on it. She also pulled out a black stem from the tail. After carefully brushing it, she changed the basin of water and continued to brush it. The children imitated Zhao Yun's actions and were very busy. They were very interested in this. After busying for about 20 minutes, the lobsters were finally cleaned. They were clean. Yun, can we fry them now? Mulan asked. Yes, we can. Zhao Yun picked up the lobsters and rinsed them with water. Then I'll go and start the fire. Yun, you fry them. All right. Zhao Yun replied with a smile. While Mulan was starting the fire, Zhao Yun had already cut the ginger and garlic. She placed them aside and waited for the pot to heat up. Zhao Yun poured a few spoonfuls of rapeseed oil into the pot. Then, she poured the ginger, garlic, and chili pepper into the pot. After stir-frying for a while, she put the lobster into the pot. The smell of chili peppers was very pungent. However, he soon caught a whiff of a peculiar aroma, which was different from the usual aroma of meat. Coupled with the spicy smell, they couldn't help but swallow their saliva when they smelled it. Their appetite was aroused. Madame Qi came over and watched from the side to see how Zhao Yun'er did it. They didn't expect that the food that everyone didn't want to eat could become so delicious after being cooked by Zhao Yun'er. Madame Qi couldn't wait for the lobster to come out of the pot so that she could have a taste of it. Zhao Yun'er stir-fried the lobsters in the pot. After a while, the shells of the lobsters turned red and looked very flirtatious. Zhao Yun'er stir-fried for 10 minutes. When she saw that it was about time, she began to fill the plates. There were quite a lot of lobsters in the pot. She filled 3 big bowls with them. Mulan sniffed. When she saw the colorful lobsters, she couldn't help but swallow her saliva. Yun'er, the lobsters you made are so fragrant. I can't help but want to eat it while sitting by the fire. I wonder how it tastes. Is it better than meat? Zhao Yun'er smiled. Sister-in-law Mulan, Come over and try it. You'll know. Sit. Mulan nodded. Just as she was about to eat one, Madame Chi squeezed over and said with a smile, I'll try it first, I'll try it first. The smell just now really made me want to die. Chapter 758. Mulan wasn't in a hurry to eat, so she let Madame Chi eat first. Sister-in-law, have a taste. But Madame Chi didn't use chopsticks. She picked up a lobster with her hands and started to bite. Zhao Yun looked at Madame Chi with some disgust. It wasn't that Madame Chi's way of eating was wrong. After all, when she was in the 21st century, she used to eat crayfish with her hands. But Madame Chi's hands, she remembered that she hadn't washed her hands after coming back from the latrine. She didn't know how she was able to grab food with her filthy hands and eat it. This was the first time she saw such an unhygienic woman. It was also the first time someone made Zhao Yun feel nauseous. Madame Chi ate a little hurriedly, so she couldn't help but choke. Madame Chi coughed. Although the lobster was a little spicy, it was indeed very tasty. Especially the meat on the tail, it tasted very fresh and delicious. Zhao Yun, your lobster is really delicious. I've never eaten anything so delicious. It's better than pork. Madame Chi ate. She praised again and again. Madame Chi wasn't exaggerating, and Zhao Yun's lobster was indeed the best she had ever eaten. She had eaten meat before, but her family's culinary skills were just so. How could they be as good as Zhao Yun's? The spicy taste made her want to continue eating, but she always felt that she couldn't have enough. After Madame Chi finished one, she grabbed another one with her dirty hands and continued to eat. Zhao Yun glanced at the bowl of lobster that Madame Chi had grabbed and didn't want to continue eating. Take this bowl of lobster. It's all for you. Zhao Yun said and stuffed the lobster into Madame Chi's hands. Madame Chi didn't expect Zhao Yun to be so straightforward. She smiled and replied, Hee, Zhao Yun, I didn't expect you to be so generous. Zhao Yun's mouth twitched. How could she tell that she was generous? Didn't he see the disdain in her eyes? Then I'll leave first. Madame Chi happily carried the lobster out of the house. She had to eat the lobster secretly. Otherwise, she would be nagged by that damned old woman again. In addition, Zhu Dainiu probably wouldn't let her eat it. When Zhu Qiaoer saw Mulan coming out, she hurriedly rushed over. Mother, I want to eat too. Looking at her eldest daughter, Madame Chi said unhappily, Eat, eat, eat. You only know how to eat. This is for Mother. Go ask your second aunt for it. I'll definitely give it to you. After being reprimanded by Madame Chi, Zhu Qiaoer curled her lips and obediently followed Madame Chi's instructions to ask Mulan for lobsters. Hee, now we can have a good meal. Madame Chi hid in the corner and began to eat. Such a big plate could satisfy her cravings. In the kitchen, Mulan sighed. My sister-in-law is like this, don't mind her. Fortunately, this lobster isn't too expensive. If we want to eat it, we can get more back later. Zhao Yun nodded. She naturally wouldn't argue with Madame Chi. She snorted softly and said, she still eats like this when she has hemorrhoids. She's not afraid of getting heaty after eating a plate of lobster. She'll be fine after the hemorrhoids ache. Mulan was amused by Zhao Yun. I knew it. Yun, how can you bear to let my sister-in-law eat so much? Chapter 759. Mulan nodded. She picked up a lobster and put it into her mouth. After tasting it, she choked twice from the spiciness, but still ate happily. Yun, it's so spicy, but it's so delicious. Isn't it better to drink with wine? My Dinyo will also have something to eat with wine tonight. Yes, it's the best to eat with wine. There's a lot of lobster, so eat as much as you want. You can continue to fry it. Yes. Zhao Yun asked Mulan to keep a plate of lobsters, and took the other plate of lobsters out for the children to eat. The children each took a few lobsters, and the whole plate of lobsters was finished. When the children ate, they immediately retracted their tongues from the spiciness, but still continued to eat happily. Even if it's delicious, you can't eat too much, or you'll get heaty. Zhao Yunar exhorted. The adults were fine, but the children's intestines were more fragile, and if they didn't eat well, they would definitely get sick. Zhao Yunar didn't want to eat a little lobster and hurt the children's stomachs. Yes, yes, mother, Daoist said, and licked his tongue fondly, sucking the soup off his fingers. Zhao Tianfu did the same and licked the corner of his mouth, looking like he still wanted to eat. Zhao Yunar couldn't help but shake her head. It seemed that the children were poisoned by the lobsters again, and they would be hungry for more in the future. Let's go back. If you like it, we can continue to eat at night. Yes, yes. Daodu and Zhao Tianfu nodded heavily, and couldn't wait for Zhao Yunar to go back and fry the lobsters immediately so that they could continue to eat. After returning to their own courtyard, Mu Lianfeng leaned on the bed and looked outside the door. Father, you're awake? Are you feeling better? Daoist came over and asked Mu Lianfeng softly. When Mu Lianfeng met his son's concerned eyes, a warm feeling rose in his heart. He stroked Daoist's head and said, Daddy is fine. Father, it's good that you're all right. Mother and Daoist still need you. Daddy will always be by your side. Don't worry. Mu Lianfeng's lips curled into a gentle smile. Daoist smiled sweetly at Mu Lianfeng. Mu Lianfeng felt his heart soften. It felt good to have a wife, a son, and a home. Father, Daoist and Mother are cooking. You can eat when you wake up later. Daoist called out. But Mu Lianfeng replied with a smile. With that, Daoist left the house and followed Zhao Yunar to the kitchen. In the evening, they had an early dinner and lay on the bed to rest. The next morning, Zhao Yunar woke up early and began to prepare for the breakfast stall. Zhao Yunar hadn't been to Yang City for a while, and it felt good to be busy again. This time, Yili was still there, but he looked a lot thinner. Yili was a little excited when he saw Zhao Yunar coming back. Are you okay? Yili asked, his voice a little hoarse. I'm fine. What's wrong? Zhao Yunar smiled and replied. Chapter 760. Zhao Yunar looked deeply at Yili. This guy was actually concerned about her? Interesting. I'm fine. I just went out to settle some matters, Zhao Yunar replied. That's good. Yili smiled slightly. Seeing that Zhao Yunar was fine, he was relieved. Then he went to sit down on a stool. But he couldn't take his eyes off Zhao Yunar. Zhao Pinger was serving the guests. When she saw Yili looking at Zhao Yunar with infatuation, she was a little angry. Seriously, why were all men so attracted to Zhao Yunar when they saw her? If this was a typical ugly man, she would have let it go. The problem was that this man looked especially handsome and was dressed very well. Even if he stood next to the crown prince, they would be on par. Although she already had Qin Yuan and didn't care about other men, she still couldn't accept that Zhao Yunar was being favored by a man. So she muttered to Yili, "Why are you looking at her? Don't tell me you still want to be with her? Let me tell you. She already has a child and it's already 3 years old. Don't even think about it." Yili glanced at Zhao Pinger and replied very calmly, "I know that. So what?" Zhao Pinger glared angrily at Yili and said, "So what? Do you even have any shame? Don't tell me you want a woman who already has a child?" Yili smirked and said, "That's my business. Miss, you're worrying too much." Zhao Pinger felt that Yili must have gone crazy. Did this guy even know what he was saying? He actually wanted a used shoe like Zhao Yunar. He must have a hole in his head. "I kindly reminded you, but you're still like this. My kindness really doesn't pay off. Just wait to be deceived by her. You'll be crying in the future." Zhao Ping snorted angrily. When Zhao Yun heard Zhao Pinger's words, the corners of her mouth couldn't help but twitch. This Zhao Ping really seized the opportunity to slander her. She actually ran over to Yili to say such words. She glared at Zhao Ping unhappily. "Sister Ping, you'd better watch your mouth when you're outside. Don't talk nonsense or I won't forgive you." Zhao Ping also got angry. "What's wrong? Could it be that what I said was wrong? What I said was the truth. Not only do you have a son, but you also have the heir. Seriously, how can there be a woman like you? You're simply thinking about what's in the pot after eating what's in the bowl, and still looking forward to what's in the vegetable field outside. From what I see, you just want all the men to like you. I'm sure you didn't tell Yi Li about your situation. Look at you, do you still think that he'll like you? After Zhao Ping finished speaking, Zhao Yun's face darkened. You must be crazy. Zhao Yun couldn't help but scold her. Why did she have to tell others about her situation? Who was the one who spread her information everywhere? What did she mean by wanting all the men to like her? Zhao Ping was an idiot. She was probably the only one who treasured men so much. She simply couldn't live without a man. You actually said that I'm crazy. Zhao Yun, I'm not done with you. Zhao Ping rolled up her sleeves angrily and prepared to rush over. Zhao Yun frowned in disgust. This woman was most likely crazy. Chapter 761. Yi Li's chest was so thick that when Zhao Ping bumped into him, her head was knocked hard on the head. It hurt a lot. Try it if you dare. Yi Li's cold voice traveled into Zhao Ping's ears. Zhao Ping trembled in fear and looked at Yi Li pitifully. I'm just reminding you out of kindness. You're still helping Zhao Yun. If the crown prince finds out that you're flirting with another man, let's see what you'll do. Zhao Ping first said to Yi Li, then looked at Zhao Yun. After Zhao Ping finished speaking, she was afraid of Yi Li, so she turned around and continued wiping the table with a rag. Zhao Yun was a little speechless. Flirting? She didn't do anything, so what was she talking about? Liang Jinxiao sighed and walked up to Zhao Yun. He said to Zhao Yun, don't be calculative with Ping. That's just how she is. Zhao Yun couldn't be bothered to argue with a retard. There were many people here, and she was busy with business. She looked up at Yi Li and saw that his face was calm. He didn't seem surprised at all. It seemed like this guy knew in advance. Zhao Yun didn't have time to think. She turned around and went to greet the guests. The moment Zhao Yun turned around, Yi Li's eyes revealed a trace of disappointment. Around 8 in the morning, while everyone was busy, a family from Qin Yuan came over. There was a man behind them, looking left and right like a fool. However, he was indeed a fool. This person was Qin Yuan's foolish elder brother, Qin Chuan. The Qin Yuan family walked towards Zhao Yun's stall. When the Qin couple saw the booming business at Zhao Yun's stall, they couldn't help but sigh in their hearts. With such a good business, how much money could they make in a day? Mu Chunfang walked over and said with a smile, "In-law, your business is doing well." Liang Jinxiao smiled and replied, "Yeah, it's pretty good." "In-law, why are you here?" "Aren't we going to arrange Ping Er's wedding? I came to Yang City to buy some things. I have to send some betrothal gifts to your family later." When Liang Jinxiao heard this, she nodded and replied, "I see. Sorry for making you worry about my in-law. You don't have to send a lot of things. Just do whatever you want." Mu Chunfang waved his hand. "How can we do that? We still have to prepare some things. After all, Ping Er is my Yuan Er's legal wife. It's not a casual marriage." That's true. Both our families will have to make more preparations for this period of time. It'll be fine after the 2 children get married. Yeah. As Liang Jinxiao spoke, he called out to the Qin family, In-law, don't just stand there. Quickly find a seat and eat something. You haven't eaten breakfast yet, right?" Mu Chunfang smiled shyly. "There are so many people. It's not good. It's too much trouble." "It's okay, we're not afraid of trouble," Liang Jinxiao hurriedly said. However, when he looked at the seats, he realized that all the seats were full. There was no place to sit at all. In-law, we have guests now. Why don't you wait for a while? You can just sit and wait for a while." Liang Jinxiao seemed a little apologetic and embarrassed. Chapter 762. Just as he was feeling conflicted, Zhao Ping saw Qin Yuan's family. She excitedly said to Qin Yuan, "Big brother Yuan, you're here?" While Zhao Ping shouted excitedly, her eyes were still shining when she looked at Qin Yuan. When Qin Yuan saw Zhao Ping's ugly face, He could not help but frown. How could there be such an ugly woman in this world? Zhao Ping'er's voice was very loud. When she shouted, the surrounding people all looked towards Qin Yuan. Then, they laughed and discussed in low voices. When Qin Yuan heard these people's words, his ears turned red. He felt very embarrassed. Big brother Yuan, Uncle Andy, why are you all in a daze? Quickly come over. Tell me what you want to eat. I'll go get it for you. After Zhao Ping'er finished speaking, she came over and pulled Qin Yuan into the stall. There's no seat here. As Qin Yuan spoke, he broke free from Zhao Ping'er's hand. There is, big brother Yuan. If you come over, I'll make them leave. As she said that, Zhao Ping'er urged the women who had been eating at the stall for a long time. Are you all done eating? If you're done, quickly give up your seat. Previously, when Qin Yuan did not come over, she could still ignore them. Now that Qin Yuan did not have a seat, of course, she had to chase them away. Zhao Ping'er also knew why these women were dawdling. It was because Yi Li was also sitting at the table. These women wanted to hang around in front of Yi Li. When Zhao Ping'er said that, the women at the stall were a little unconvinced. Why should we leave? Didn't we pay to buy food? We haven't even finished eating and she's chasing us away? That's right. What kind of business is this? She even urges us to eat. Ugly people are always mischievous. Looking at her solicitous manner makes me feel disgusted. The women on the table were not to be trifled with. One after another, they began to talk. Zhao Ping'er was angry. She put her hands on her hips and said to the women, "This is my family's stall. If I tell you to leave, you have to leave. What can you do if we don't do business with you? Also, don't think that I don't know a few shameless women who only know how to hang around good-looking men. They don't even look at themselves. Even if you sit there every day, they won't take a second look at you." The women were angered by Zhao Ping. How could there be such a disgusting woman? She even dared to talk about them. She didn't even know what she looked like. How could she have the nerve to talk about others? Don't you have any self-awareness? Bitch. Do you think we're easy to bully? That's right, beat her to death. I'll tear her mouth apart if she keeps talking. With that, the women were ready to rush up and teach Zhao Ping'er a lesson. In the end, they were stopped by Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner said to the women, "Sisters, I'm really sorry. We're in the wrong today. Today's breakfast will be on the house. Don't be angry and don't be calculative, okay?" Zhao Yuner's attitude was much better than Zhao Ping'er's. In addition, Zhao Yuner also said that it would be on the house, so they saved a lot of money. Forget it, for the sake of money. Hence, the women snorted softly and said to Zhao Ping'er, "What the hell?" After the women left, Zhao Ping'er still looked angry, as if she wanted to fight with them. Chapter 763. Zhao Ping'er retorted somewhat indignantly, "It's those B***'s fault. They clearly only ordered so little food, yet they ate for so long. Could it be that the other customers aren't going to sit?" Hell, Zhao Yuner laughed coldly. This idiot. Even if that was the case, they couldn't chase people away so brazenly. If this got out, it would affect their stall's reputation. This was not how business was done. Forget it. It's already like this. It's useless to talk about Ping. Let's continue to entertain the customers. Liang Jinxia persuaded, afraid that Zhao Yuner would be angry. Zhao Yuner curled her lips. She couldn't be bothered to say anything more to Zhao Ping. She wouldn't understand reasoning with this idiot either. Yi Li frowned slightly. He looked at Zhao Yuner's busy back view and sighed. Did he come over to be a hindrance? If it weren't for him, he naturally wouldn't attract the attention of those women, and there wouldn't be so much trouble. Unfortunately, thinking about it was just thinking. He still couldn't bear to not come. If he didn't come, he wouldn't be able to see Zhao Yuner. Now, he felt that it would be fine as long as he took one more look at this woman. He didn't have so many thoughts. Big brother Yuan, uncle, auntie, there are seats now. Quickly sit down. Zhao Ping wiped the table and greeted Qin Shi's family. Mu Chunfang responded with a chuckle. Smelling the smell of the breakfast at Zhao Yuner's stall, he had long felt hungry and craved for food. Ping is really sensible. Mu Chunfang praised. Zhao Ping lowered her head shyly. She was still very happy to be praised by her mother-in-law. Auntie, quickly sit down. Tell me what you want to eat. I'll go get it for you. Zhao Ping also said with a smile. Mu Chunfang seemed a little embarrassed. How could he have the nerve to say that he wanted to eat a lot? Anything, Ping girl. Just take whatever you like. Zhao Ping rolled her eyes. Auntie, I'll bring a little bit of everything for you to try. Mu Chunfang was happy to see this, so he nodded with a smile. Okay, Ping girl, you can go. Do whatever you want. Zhao Ping nodded. All right, I'll go get it now. Yeah. Zhao Ping was afraid that Xianxia's family would not be able to eat well, so she took out all the good food from the stall. He directly placed it in front of Xianxia's family and said to them, "These are the dishes that we ordered a lot of. Uncle, Auntie, and Big Brother Yuan, you all have a taste. You mustn't stand on ceremony." Got it, Ping? Ping, you're really sensible. And diligent. In the future, it'll be our family's blessing to marry you. Zhao Ping was even happier when she heard Mu Chunfang's praise. When I marry over in the future, that's what I should do. Of course, I have to be filial to my elders, Zhao Ping said shyly. Good. Mu Chunfang was even more satisfied with Zhao Ping. Although Zhao Ping was a little ugly, she was diligent and sensible. Also, her family background was good. If they really got married, their family could often come to Zhao Yun's stall to eat and drink. Big Brother Yuan, come eat. Zhao was even more attentive towards Qin Yuan. I'll feed you. Qin Yuan frowned in disgust. I can eat by myself. I don't need you to feed me. Chapter 764. Big Brother Yuan, let me feed you instead, Zhao Ping said coquettishly. Her actions were coy and almost made Qin Yuan throw up. If it was a pretty woman acting coquettishly, it would still be understandable. But Zhao Ping was such an ugly woman, Qin Yuan clutched his chest and felt nauseous. In front of so many people, Qin Yuan still had to endure it. It was so painful. He obviously felt disgusted in his heart, but he had to hide it. Qin Yuan could not express the bitterness in his heart. That last Ping is so diligent in feeding you. If she tells you to eat, just eat. Mu Chunfang added an untimely sentence. After saying that, Qin Yuan's face darkened. His mother was really... Didn't she see the displeasure on his face? She actually stood on that stupid woman Zhao Yun's side. Mother, Big Brother Yuan, what's wrong? Don't you want to eat? Qin Yuan's face darkened again. He gritted his teeth and finally made up his mind before eating the food that Zhao Ping handed over. Zhao Ping laughed as if she was very happy. She looked at Qin Yuan with a somewhat infatuated gaze. Qin Yuan felt that the food that he had swallowed was about to be thrown up again after seeing Zhao Ping's face. He hurriedly turned his gaze away and did not look at Zhao Ping anymore. Otherwise, he was really afraid that he would not be able to control his nausea. When the surrounding people saw this, they laughed mockingly again. Qin Yuan frowned and blamed these people's mockery on Zhao Ping. If it were not for Zhao Ping, he naturally would not be laughed at by others. Ugly woman. While she was still useful to him now, he would endure it for the time being. When his life got better in the future, he would dump Zhao Ping. It was just that he had to suffer for now. Mu Chunfang could see Qin Yuan's disdain and displeasure. He sighed slightly and knew what his son was thinking. Hurry up and eat. Mu Chunfang called out to Qin Yuan. It was not easy to come to Zhao Yun's stall for a meal. They had to eat well. Only by eating more would they not be at a disadvantage. Qin Yuan nodded. When it came to eating, he felt a little better in his heart. After all, their family was poor, and Zhao Yun's stall had a lot of food that they couldn't eat on normal days. Family started eating, and the more they ate, the merrier. The few of them were like evil spirits. After eating a lot of food, they still didn't have enough and continued to eat. Seeing this situation, Zhao Yun frowned in disgust. The members of the Qin family were really greedy for small gains. Don't you know how to be more reserved when eating other people's food? After eating so much, they did not feel embarrassed at all. Of course, the reason why family Qin could be like this was because of Zhao Ping, the idiot. As soon as she saw that the food in front of family Qin was reduced, she hurriedly stuffed it with food. While Zhao Yun's family was busy, Mu Chunfang secretly stuffed a few meat buns from the table into her sleeves. She had eaten enough. Now, her stomach felt bloated. Since her stomach could not hold it, she would bring some back. These buns and other things could be warmed up on the table. Mom, eat Chuan. Who wants to eat? Qin Yuan's silly brother began to make a fuss. As he spoke, he snatched Mu Chunfang's bowl and began to eat. These were the noodles that Mu Chunfang had left over, but Qin Chuan did not care that Mu Chunfang had eaten it. If it was an ordinary person, they would probably despise it. How could a fool know so much? Chapter 765. Mu Chunfang coaxed Qin Chuan as if she was coaxing a child, afraid that Qin Chuan would make a fuss. She knew very well. If Qin Chuan were to make a fuss, the consequences would be unimaginable. I'm not eating this, it's not good, I'm not eating. As Qin Chuan spoke, he slammed the table and prepared to make a fuss. Zhao Ping glanced at Qin Chuan and frowned in disgust. This big fool. I hate him just by looking at him. When she thought about how she would have to face such a fool every day after marrying him, Zhao Ping felt a little worried. Chuan, if this doesn't taste good, what do you want to eat? Mu Chunfang asked gently. She could only coax Qin Chuan softly. She couldn't be fierce to him. Although he was a fool, he had a bad temper. Moreover, he knew that others were fierce to him. Qin Chuan didn't know what a bun was. He only pointed at Mu Chunfang's sleeve and shouted at Mu Chunfang, "Eat this." "Mother, I want to eat this." Mu Chunfang immediately understood what Qin Chuan was referring to. Qin Chuan must have seen her putting the bun into her sleeve and was pointing at her sleeve to ask for the bun to eat. This child, if Zhao Yun's family found out, they would be embarrassed. After all, they didn't want to eat and take things. They still wanted to save face. Mu Chunfang hurriedly stopped Qin Chuan's hand and began to coax him. Okay, eat this. Mother will give Chuan this to eat. Mu Chunfang coaxed him. Qin Chuan obediently sat on the stool and didn't continue to make a fuss. Zhao Yu was attracted by the commotion over at Qin Chuan's side and looked at this fool. He was so old, yet he was so silly. Family Qin was quite tiring. However, this had nothing to do with their family. In the future, Zhao Ping would be the one to suffer when Zhao Ping marries over, not her. Mu Chunfang looked at Zhao Ping and said to Zhao Ping, "Little girl Ping, look at your big brother. He's making a big fuss and wants to eat meat buns. Can you bring some over?" Zhao Ping glanced at Qin Chuan. Although she was unhappy, she couldn't refuse her future mother-in-law. Thus, she nodded in agreement. He turned around, walked into the stall, and took 5 meat buns. Zhao Yun felt uncomfortable when she saw this. Thinking about it, this family Qin was really interesting. It was early in the morning, and they had eaten almost 20 meat buns in their house. There were also other delicious food. How could they eat all this? Even if he couldn't eat it, he would still try his best to stuff it into his stomach. He really didn't take other people's things seriously. They were so shameless that Zhao Yun felt that this family was a little weird. Liang Jinxiao didn't care too much. For his family Qin, it didn't matter if he ate a little more. He knew that his family Qin was poor. "I'm not eating." Qin Chuan shook his head again when Zhao Ping handed him a meat bun. Mu Chunfang was a little puzzled and asked, "Why? Chuan, you don't want to eat this?" "She's an ugly monster. I won't eat her." Chuan won't eat it. As he spoke, Qin Chuan glanced at Zhao Ping and quickly looked away as if he had seen a monster. The ugly monster Qin Chuan was referring to was Zhao Ping. When Zhao Ping heard this, she was furious. If it was an ordinary person, it would be fine, but she was actually called an ugly monster by a fool. How could she tolerate this? Chapter 766. Zhao Ping originally thought that since Mu Chunfang had said so, she would let it go. However, Qin Chuan's next words almost angered her to death. Although Qin Chuan was stupid, it wasn't like he couldn't understand a single word. Hearing Mu Chunfang's words, Qin Chuan pouted and said to Mu Chunfang, "Mother, I'm not talking nonsense. She's an ugly freak. She's the ugliest person I've ever seen. Mother, who is she? Why are you talking to her? Why are you talking to an ugly freak?" Zhao Ping felt a mouthful of blood accumulating in her chest. She was so angry that she almost spat it out. Zhao Ping gritted her teeth and glared fiercely at Qin Chuan. "If this guy dares to speak nonsense again, I'll tear his mouth apart." After being glared at by Zhao Ping, Qin Chuan was so scared that he shrank his neck and hid behind Mu Chunfang. He said to Mu Chunfang, "Mother, not only is she ugly, but she's also fierce." "Mother, Chuaner is scared." Zhao Yun watched the commotion from the side and couldn't help but laugh. "What a King weirdo." Looking at Zhao Ping's darkened face, she knew how traumatized Zhao Ping was. Don't say any more. She's your sister-in-law in the future." Mu Chunfang lectured Qin Chuan with a stern face. Qin Chuan didn't understand what his sister-in-law meant, so he asked, "Mother, what's a sister-in-law?" "It's your brother, Qin Yuan's future wife," Mu Chunfang explained. Qin Chuan finally understood. He immediately frowned and said to Mu Chunfang, "Mother, don't have a sister-in-law like this. She's too ugly, an ugly freak. Mother, don't harm me." As Qin Chuan spoke, he tugged at Qin Yuan, who was eating, and lectured him, "Brother, don't have such a wife. She's too ugly. She'll scare people to death." After Qin Chuan finished speaking, Zhao Yun almost burst out laughing. This Qin Chuan was quite interesting. If she hadn't known that Qin Yuan was a fool, Zhao Yun would have thought that Qin Yuan had said those words on purpose. Zhao Yun still controlled herself and did not laugh out loud. She continued to watch the show. Qin Yuan's expression didn't look good either. He already disliked Zhao Ping very much. Now that Qin Chuan said this, he disliked her even more. After all, even a fool would know that Zhao Ping was too ugly, let alone a normal person. If he really married Zhao Ping, people would laugh at him. Qin Yuan's face darkened and he didn't say anything. Mu Chunfang hurriedly reprimanded him. "Chuan, what nonsense are you talking about? This is your future sister-in-law. How can you reject her just because you say so? If you say such things again, Mother will be angry." Qin Chuan glanced at Mu Chunfang. When he saw Mu Chunfang's serious expression, he was afraid that he would really be angry. Hence, he said, "Oh," and didn't continue to harp on this matter. Mu Chunfang was afraid that Zhao Ping would be angry, so he hurriedly apologized to Zhao Ping. "Little Ping, please don't be calculative with Chuan. He's a fool and sometimes likes to say such infuriating things. Actually, you're not that ugly. Besides, what's the point of a woman being so good-looking? Don't you think so? What's important is being diligent and filial, and carrying on the family line. In any case, I'm very satisfied with you." As Mu Chunfang spoke, he poked Qin Yuan and asked Qin Yuan to speak up for him. Qin Yuan reluctantly said to Zhao Ping, "My mother is right. My brother is just talking nonsense. Don't mind him." Chapter 767. If she really kicked up a fuss, people would probably say that she wasn't generous enough for arguing with a fool. In addition, she was afraid that Qin Yuan would have a problem with her and hate her. This fool. She would slowly settle the score with him in the future. Anyway, she couldn't let him off easily. Zhao Ping gritted her teeth and said to Qin Yuan and Mu Chunfang, "Aunt, Brother Yuan, how can I possibly argue with him? He's Brother Yuan's elder brother, so he's my elder brother too. Don't you think so, Brother Yuan?" As Zhao Yun spoke, she looked towards Qin Yuan, as if she wanted to receive Qin Yuan's praise. Qin Yuan frowned and didn't want to respond. Mu Chunfang hurriedly said, "Ping is right. Ping is really generous and sensible. It's our family Qin's honor to be able to marry such a good daughter-in-law. After being kicked a few times by Mu Chunfang, Qin Yuan also nodded and responded. With a few words of praise, Zhao Ping'er's anger dissipated. It was as if she had forgotten that her anger just now was so easy to appease. All right, Chuan. Your sister-in-law specially brought you a meat bun. Hurry up and eat it. Mu Chunfang urged Qin Chuan again. This was good stuff. It would be a waste if he didn't eat it. However, Qin Chuan shook his head. This time, he directly tugged at Mu Chuanhua's sleeve. I want to eat what mother hid in her sleeve. With Qin Chuan's tug, the buns in Mu Chunfang's sleeve all fell out. Looking at the buns on the ground, Mu Chunfang was stunned. Then he cried out in his heart, "It's over, it's over." How embarrassing would it be if someone saw this? He still didn't know what Zhao Yun's family would think of them. This scene was indeed seen by Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun frowned. This Mu Chunfang was really interesting. Even after eating it, he still secretly hid the buns. Was he planning to bring them back to eat? Even if he was greedy, he shouldn't be this greedy. Zhao Yun's brows wrinkled, and her face was a little unhappy. Mu Chunfang raised his head and glanced at Zhao Yun guiltily. He did not know how to explain himself. You child, seriously? You don't want to eat the buns, but you insist on taking them from my sleeve. Mu Chunfang scolded Qin Chuan softly. Putting aside whether Zhao Yun and the rest would say anything, if the buns were taken out from his sleeves and Zhao Yun saw it, it would be difficult for him to put them back. Sob, sob, sob. Mother, you're yelling at me. Qin Chuan rubbed his eyes aggrievedly, looking like he was about to cry. Sigh. Mu Chunfang heaved a heavy sigh. What kind of sin had she committed to raise such a foolish son who only knew how to cheat her? Zhao Yun's lips curled up with a hint of coldness. She walked towards Mu Chunfang and said to Mu Chunfang, Auntie, why did you put my buns in your sleeves? If you want to bring them back, you should at least wrap them in butter paper. Otherwise, how can they be eaten? Mu Chunfang's ears turned red. When he met Zhao Yun's unfathomable eyes, he sucked in a breath and stuttered, not knowing what to say. Alas, this, sigh, it's all Chuaner's fault. If he wants to eat them, so be it. Why did he have to put them in my sleeves, saying that he wanted to keep them for himself? I've already scolded him. This child, sigh, his intelligence isn't very good. He's always doing stupid things. Mu Chunfang thought for a moment and explained. Zhao Yun was not stupid. Naturally, she did not believe Mu Chunfang's explanation. Chapter 768. Mu Chunfang's face turned even redder after hearing Zhao Yun's words. He tugged at the corner of his mouth and laughed awkwardly. Alas, look at what you're saying. I've eaten enough. How could I secretly keep some? Auntie, I'm just saying. There's completely no need for that. If Auntie wants to eat, just tell me directly. I'll wrap some in butter paper for you to bring back. Mu Chunfang had eaten so much. How could he have the cheek to continue asking for more? Alas, you're too polite. It's fine as long as I've eaten enough. I'm already full now. Mu Chunfang rubbed his stomach and said. Zhao Yun snorted coldly in her heart. How could he not eat until he was full? He ate so much of her stall's food in one go. She wasn't a petty person, but she didn't like others to treat others like fools and take advantage of them. In-law, we're also done eating. We'll take our leave first. Mu Chunfang still felt guilty and hurriedly pulled his family along as he said this. If they left early, it would save Zhao Yun from catching her and continuing to interrogate her. That would be embarrassing. Then I won't entertain Auntie. Take care and retaliate. Seeing this family leave, she finally heaved a sigh of relief. Fortunately, she didn't have to interact too much. When Zhao Ping married over, the two families basically wouldn't interact too much. Thinking this way, Zhao Yun felt much better in her heart. Big brother Yuan. Zhao Ping watched Qin Yuan leave with a look of reluctance. Ping, don't just stand there. Qin Yuan has already left. What are you still looking at? Hurry up and entertain the customers. Liang Jinxiao instructed. Got it, Mom, Zhao Yun'er also turned around and started to get busy. At the same time, she whispered a few words into Liang Jinxiao's ear, telling her to be careful when she turned around. If the family Qin people came over the next time, Mu Chunfang would secretly steal something. What happened today made Zhao Ping a little unhappy. After all, he still wanted to stay here a little longer. Zhao Yun'er's attitude towards Mu Chunfang was not good. Looking at Mu Chunfang's reaction, she felt a little embarrassed. If Mu Chunfang was unhappy, he would definitely put the blame on her and be dissatisfied with her in the future. Thinking of this, Zhao Ping was even angrier. After cleaning up the mess, Zhao Ping complained to Zhao Yun'er, what are you doing today? Wasn't it just saying that Big Brother Yuan's mother stole the buns? Don't you know how embarrassing it is to talk about her like that? Seriously, it's just a few buns. Is there a need to be like this? They will be my in-laws in the future. Don't be petty, okay? After Zhao Ping rattled on, Zhao Yun'er smirked coldly. This Zhao Ping's brain was definitely filled with sh*t. She was not even married yet, and she was already so attentive to help her wife's group. She even did not hesitate to quarrel with her own family. How King interesting. Zhao Yun'er mocked and ridiculed. Sister Ping, you also know that she stole? It's fine if she came here to eat and drink, but she even secretly prepared to bring it back. You actually spoke up for them. Where is your face? How is it stealing? You speak so harshly. Can't you bring some back yourself? Zhao Ping replied angrily. Chapter 769. Zhao Ping immediately frowned when she heard that she was going to collect money. She turned to Zhao Yun'er and asked, Zhao Yun, what do you mean by that? Zhao Yun'er sneered and said, it's exactly what you think it means. I didn't say that I wouldn't collect money from the start. They aren't family Qin family yet. Even if they are, it's not like they don't have to pay for the food at my stall. So, Sister Ping, you have to pay for the food your future in-laws ate at our stall today. I'll just deduct it from your salary later. Today, they ate a total of 134 copper coins. Let's make it 130 copper coins. I'll give you a discount. Zhao Ping was stunned when she heard that. What? She had to pay the bill? With so much money, if they ate a few times, wouldn't her 1 month of hard work be in vain? Zhao He was unconvinced and shouted arrogantly, Zhao Yun, why? My future in-laws came over to eat. What kind of logic is that? That's the logic. Do you want your in-laws? Then according to what you said, our grandfather, grandmother, uncles, aunts, and cousins don't have to pay when they come to my stall to buy food? Then wouldn't they all come over every day? At that time, my stall probably wouldn't be able to continue, right? When Zhao Yun'er said that, Zhao Ping opened her mouth and didn't know what to say for a moment. But she was unwilling to accept it. This is different. How is it different? Logically speaking, our grandfather and grandmother are closer to our family, right? We've already settled accounts with them, let alone your in-laws. Zhao Ping stomped her feet angrily. Anyway, I'm not paying. I won't pay for it. All right then, if you don't pay, you can ask your in-laws to pay. The next time I see them, I'll directly ask for it. That's not impossible. When Zhao Ping heard this, she immediately panicked. If Zhao Yun'er really asked the family Qin for it, it would be over. The family Qin might be very angry and have opinions about their family. Then, they would be dissatisfied with her. Then, Qin Yuan would break the engagement. Thinking of this, Zhao Ping felt that she couldn't bear the consequences of this matter. Mother, Zhao Ping looked at Liang Jinxiao, hoping that Liang Jinxiao would speak up for her. Liang Jinxiao sighed. She didn't know what to say. She didn't dare to say anything to Zhao Yun. It was normal for Zhao Yun to be angry about this matter. How could there be anyone who ate and then secretly took the food to bring it back? Isn't this the same as stealing? It was one thing to steal from someone else, but the main thing was that the relationship between the two families was already so bad. To still steal, as the saying goes, rabbits don't eat the grass near their burrows. The family Qin's actions were clearly too much. Liang Jinxiao thought for a moment and stood on Zhao Yun'er's side. She said to Zhao Ping'er, "Ping'er, Yun'er's words aren't unreasonable. After all, the two families are different. Sometimes, it's better to be clear about things." Zhao Ping'er was so angry that she burst into tears. "Mother, you're too much. All right, Ping'er, don't be so protective of him. Otherwise, you'll be at a disadvantage after marrying him. Sometimes, it's good to be calculative." Liang Jinxiao persuaded her and sighed slightly. "Mother, ignore her. She's a traitor. Why do you feel so sorry for her?" Zhao Yun'er said lightly. Liang Jinxiao wasn't a fool. How could she not see that Zhao Ping was so protective of her future in-laws today? You're tuning in to the Wang Lin's Journey YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.